With great achievement comes great responsibility. And that is the story today for Caleb Williams. Can he find a side door to get himself and USC football back on track? It is a day filled with nostalgia, a historic rivalry sadly being played for the last time. USC and Cal in Berkeley for Pac-12 football, presented by Pacific Premier Bank. And we welcome you to Berkeley today, where the atmosphere is going to be terrific. It's a day game. 1 o'clock kick. Cal fans are loving this. There's a lot of sadness, and we'll get into that through the day. But let's focus on football first, Yogi. It's been tough for USC the last 2 weeks. With great achievement for the team comes great accountability. USC's been called on that. How do they bounce back?
Well, the one thing from going to practice, talking to players and coaches, this team is united. They have not splintered by any stretch of the imagination, but they have not been playing complimentary football. Expect them to run the football today to make life easier on the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. And defensively, they got to tackle well. They lead the league in missed tackles. Those are areas they've put tremendous focus in this week, as you'd imagine. I expect them to come out with a ton of energy.
So what do you think is the challenge today, USC's defensive tackling against a pretty good run game at Cal?
Yeah, a better offensive line than you think when you're tracking the Cal Bears, 20th in the nation in running the football, and as you reference, SC struggling to stop the run, and they do it a bunch of different ways, whether it's in the red zone, whether it's in the middle of the field. I really like this offensive line and the run scheme for the Cal Bears.
And of course, led by Jade Knott, who is the top rusher this season in the Pac-12. Going to flip that table in just a second, too. And does USC run the ball? Do they try to run the ball more than they have in recent weeks? That, when your offense is as good as the Trojans, that's generally not something you worry about. But it has been a point of conversation as you see the Bears huddling, wearing a traditional Cal football helmet. And here they come, the blue and gold of Berkeley. The charge of the Golden Bears. How about that run game, Yogi?
How about that run game, indeed. They brought it do it a bunch of different ways. How about this offensive line? They've been impressive. Jade Knott, he is going to get a bulk of the carries today. Their lead back, he's got a chance, I think, to put up a lot of yards. When you look at this front, especially in the red zone, they're going to see an USC defensive front that will twist and move. They just got to communicate up front, pass things off. They've done a really nice job communicating this season. And then when they get close in the red zone, you'll see them start to pull offensive linemen, especially against SC. They love to slant, they love to move pre-snap. If Cal can catch SC when they're moving, that's big advantage for this run game.
Well, it's this kind of day, yes, where there are a lot of shared loyalties between these two wonderful schools. And there's a challenge. Can the Cal defense put some pressure on Caleb Williams? And can the Pac-12's leading rusher be the reason his team pulls off a stunning upset? Kickoff is next. Presented by Pacific Premier Bank, the official bank of the Pac-12. By Old Trapper, what's your beef? And by Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. Ah, yes, the Halloween spirit. These are the families of our great crew members. That is Makai Left and Zane Wright, rappers in training. The children of Amy Kim and Yogi Roth, looking great. Way to go, Amy. I know that was your deal.
That was her all day long.
And, of course, there was also the television debut of Addison, Scott Palo, our technical director, Scott's brand new granddaughter. And I'm sure Scott is already filing the paperwork with SAG-AFTRA now that she's made air. And we want to send along our best wishes again, because we were not with you last week. Joe Sonnenberg has been a vital member of our crew for a long, long time. And Joe's getting the green light to come back. I don't know, when are you letting him back, Scott? Well, Joe's coming back off Joe Sonnenberg surgery on his elbow.
It'll be good to have him back with the crew next week in Eugene.
Yeah. Well, we are in Berkeley, so therefore this would make sense. There is right now about a dozen young adults that are sitting in a protest at the 50-yard line. That is why we are awaiting the beginning of the game. And What will be done about it is directly connected to the fact that we are in Berkeley. And anyone of age would understand that this was one of the spawning grounds for free speech and protest movements in the late 60s. And thus, that's why this is not a surprising development. And so Caleb Williams trying to, how do you stay chill when you've been amped up? And Justin Wilcox, even on the field, Yoke was talking to us about wanting to be aggressive, come out, fired up, ready to go, and now you have to deal with this.
Well, I think the number one thing for Cal, because to your point, they have been in Berkeley. I'd imagine them, they're just kind of staying connected as a team, trying to stay warm. For SC, they haven't seen this. And I think as you watch them on the sideline, that's Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback for Cal. You're just saying, okay, I just gotta go execute. You can't control any of this. It is a peaceful protest, to your point. And I think now you're just staying warm, saying, hey, I can't control. You're huddling around. You see them with their position coaches now on the sideline. And hopefully we can get the game underway.
Quarterback Fernando Mendoza is going to make his third start. He is the third different quarterback to start a game for Cal this year, but he is a second-year player, a redshirt in this program, and they love what they've seen from him.
Well, everybody you talk to, when you say, what's he like? They all point to their chest and they point to their heart, and he's one of the tougher quarterbacks we've seen this year. Here's an example. A couple weeks ago on the road against Utah, his second start, he gets rocked, delivers the ball to Jay Knott on a simple wheel route. And what I love about it is that quarterback, sometimes you know where you're protected, you know where you're not. You see this one coming all day as the quarterback stood in the pocket and then got up. And this right here is what his teammates love about him. His excitement, his enthusiasm. We were able to watch him at practice earlier this week. Got to meet with him yesterday for about an hour. He's got an energy that's just contagious. And I think for him, a guy who started the season as the third of those three quarterbacks who have now started for Cal this season, he didn't flinch. He said he channeled his idol, his inner Tom Brady, and just said, hey, I got to go back and compete. I got to just stay focused. And when he got his shot against Oregon State, he played pretty well after that first drive or so. Against Utah, had his moments, played well. And now he's as confident as a guy who you'd think would have started 8 or 9 games, let alone only his third.
Well, it's going to be now he's played 2 conference games already, but going up, and we talked with Mendoza yesterday a little bit about this, you know, the easy say is you're going up against Caleb Williams, and he was very wise in deflecting that, even the beginning of that thought. But it's still going to be USC. And when you're a young man who, as Mendoza said, you know, was not highly recruited, was poised to go to Yale because he didn't have a whole lot of options, and then suddenly Cal came in late, got him, and he's won, at least for now, he's won this job. So we have some uniformed folk that are beginning to arrive at the center of the field, and so hopefully kick off shortly in Berkeley. Pac-12 football is presented by Pacific Premier Bank, the official bank of the Pac-12. By Old Trapper, what's your beef? And by Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. Look at that, the children again of our crew. On the left, Makai, on the right, Zane. The children of Amy, Kim, and Yogi Roth. I did not know this side of Zane and Makai.
Oh, they've leaned
rappers in training.
Yeah, a little Rum DMC action. They've leaned all in.
Now there's our series history, which was owned by USC. 19 straight wins they had at one point in this rivalry, and they have split the last 4. Thankfully, the protesters have been removed. Very thankful. It was a peaceful protest, but that cannot be tolerated. Player safety, staff safety. Text or YouTube Monica Seles, and you'll learn what I'm talking about. So here we go. USC won the toss. And they want the ball. They want the first strike to see if Zachariah Branch can make a dent on this kick return. And the line drive kick by Michael Luckhurst carries in the end zone. And believe me, talked to Justin Wilcox about that yesterday. They're well aware of trying to keep the ball out of Zachariah Branch's hands on special teams.
They got a variety of plans for that, but can't keep the ball out of Caleb Williams' hands when they get the rock early on, Ted. This is an offense that has struggled in the last two. Caleb Williams as well. Lincoln Riley said he's focused, he's calmed down, he's gone back to the basics. And a big part of him having success is running the football. That's
the question, yeah. As good as Cal's run game is this year, let's see how USC focuses. Do they focus on trying to run it? Caleb keeps it, pulled it out of Marshawn Lloyd. And there's another example. Right away runs through the tackle of Patrick McMorris. Everybody knows it now about Caleb. We first talked about last year, tough to tackle.
Oh, he's so strong, and he and Patrick McMorris, we're going to be talking about them all game long. Cal, like most opponents, will try to spy Caleb Williams.
2nd and 4. Again, Williams pulls the ball back low, and that one hung up in the air. That put his receiver in a bad spot. Taj Washington. And nothing Taj could do about that. He was going to get lowered by Noel Williams.
Hope Washington's okay. He's limping off the field. Sees it all day long. Clean, tackles the leg. But man, on that roll, it looks like Washington is in some pain.
That did not help. That was not helping your receiver there.
No.
That was 3rd and 4. Zachariah Branch motions top. Austin Jones flares out. Williams will all the time, padding, and then finds Dorian Singer. And that's a USC first.
This will be the challenge all game long for Cal's defense. Do you want to bring pressure on those 3rd downs? You want to play man coverage? You want to sit in zone? They sat in zone, and the SC receivers found those spaces in that zone coverage.
Quick one to Singer. Managed to keep his balance, but can't get anywhere. Miles Jernigan first on the hit. But what did Justin Wilcox say yesterday? It's another commandment when you're playing against Caleb Williams. The longer the play goes,
the more of a challenge it's going to be. The worse it is for you as a defense.
And when he pats the ball 3-4 times like that.
Yeah, I would imagine Cal, they want to be really aggressive in this game. They want to cut it loose. I expect to see some pressure from them defensively.
Second down, and here's the run play with Austin Jones, and that's a good drive by USC to get 6 yards.
It's coming to the game. You got this checklist where you're like, all right, if I'm SC, what do you need to do? They got to run the ball because it allows them to play complementary football. It really puts the defense in conflict, and they got to stay connected. Defensively, of course, slow down and get after Fernando Mendoza, but it begins in the run game if SC's gets a win today.
Brendan Rice alone to the top. Another give. Austin Jones the carry. A little homecoming game for Austin Jones. He's from Antioch, California. It's a little bit east of here, but it is the greater Bay Area. And of course, Austin started his career about 50 miles away from here at Stanford. So 4th down, USC will go, needing a full yard. Three wideouts, so only 6 in the box for Cal, and Williams will keep it and gets enough. McMorris eventually the first hit. That's an interesting, isn't it, Yogi? Only 6 defenders in the box on a 4th and 1.
Yeah, well, when they spread you out like that, it's tough to figure out what do you want to be. And SC's run that play multiple times this season. They pull an offensive lineman and basically act as a lead blocker in short yardage for Caleb Williams.
So you're saying that puts the defense in a
tough spot.
Tough spot, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Marshawn Lloyd now in the backfield. Pull back wide open down the middle is McCree. Inside the Cal 30 on the explosive play, which has been the signature of USC's offense. 23 yards.
Mike McCree, he's played at a high level, really consistent for them this season. That's what the run game gives you in the RPO game.
Marshawn Lloyd bangs it up the right hash. Gets a couple.
Here's the previous play, Ted. Nice job on the fake right there. The linebackers get sucked up, and it's no problem. It's an easy read. And when you run the football with success, as SC has on this drive, the linebackers are gonna get baited. The complementary aspect of USC football, we haven't seen a ton of.
Good sign for USC. You know, that Taj Washington's back on the field. Slot to the bottom. Second and 5. Out throw to Brendan Rice. Steps back inside. Strong receiver takes it down to the 11.
SC does a nice job. Watch the offensive lineman pull as Caleb gets the ball. They're going to go to their right. The defense is going to flow with it. He's going to throw it to his left. It just creates a clean picture for Caleb Williams, specifically in the red zone. SC does this a lot, and when they're moving O-linemen, that's when the offense is feeling confident.
And Pop Jerry Rice is here. A lot of changes there, so Cal took a full time to sub on defense. Williams comes back underneath. Marshawn Lloyd, that's the good side of Caleb Williams. There were multiple progressions there before he checked it down to Lloyd for 3 yards.
Yeah, nice ball location, and Marshawn Lloyd, he's so explosive. The ball in his hands, you saw it in that early drive against Utah a week ago. Other times this season, nice to see him with the ball in his hands out of the backfield there on the check down.
12th play of the opening drive. Williams has to snap it. No, didn't get it going. Didn't get it in time, and the USC sideline alert takes the timeout.
USC, they're first. 30 seconds.
And yep, there's the other story that we haven't got to yet. Lincoln Riley missed practice Monday, Tuesday. We were out there Tuesday and no Lincoln Riley. Dennis Simmons running it. Cliff Kingsbury was elevated in Riley's absence to actually be an on-field hands-on coach. We thought he might drive. We were talking to Riley yesterday. You thought he might drive up here, and I said he got on the plane.
Yeah, got on the plane and talked to him before the game. Hey, how you feeling? How are your lungs? Like he does so much. He's the CEO. He's the offensive coordinator. He's the quarterback's coach. And he said, look, I can communicate. I'm going to communicate the plays. I might not scream as much. I might not get on the officials as much. So all in all, good to see him. Great to see him out there feeling better than he had, obviously, earlier in the week.
As I was going to say, sounded yesterday when we spoke with him, he sounded better. And today on the field, he sounded, again, a little bit better. Marshawn Lloyd is split out wide to the very bottom right there, standing on the 10-yard line marker. Zachariah Branch the fake, and Caleb is going to keep it. And man, is he pretty good at doing that. He's run for 7 touchdowns already this year. And he has nice footwork in the open field.
They try to force Cal into a different defensive alignment, and this is just the strength. That's why he's never down. He didn't get flashbacks to the Arizona game and triple overtime right there. Right now, I bring some pressure. Try to get the ball out of Caleb Williams' hand. Right there, Lake McCree, he's one of his favorite targets.
All right, they can get a first down at the 1. Empty backfield spreads the defense. Looking right. A little bit of pressure by Carl. And look at Williams getting out of it, but he skips the throw in low. That is, again, an example of the great strength of Caleb Williams. And he slides and slips and little footwork, but the throw skipping into Zachariah Branch.
He's so dynamic. Keep an eye on 44 right in the middle right here. Xavier Carlton. I thought he was going to get him there.
Yeah.
Right at the end. He thought he got blocked in the back, and Caleb just climbs the pocket, works it so patiently. Almost a pick as well.
Yeah. So a 23-yard field goal try by Dennis Lynch. And that kick is good. So for the Cal defense, that's the ultimate bend but don't break. USC converted a third and a fourth, but got stopped in the red zone on this spectacular Saturday in Berkeley. Touchdowns for Equality, presented by Pacific Premier Bank and Paycor, continues this year. Each partner donates $100 for every touchdown scored by a Pac-12 team. Proceeds donated to the United Negro College Fund and the National Urban League. And as we have the last weekend of October, we're up to 72,000 entering play today. Lamagia Hearns will let that kick goes out of bounds. Ooh, Dennis Lynch not doing that. Second time this year his kickoff has gone out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 46. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
All right, let's look at Cal's checklist.
All right, so if you're the Bears, you want to control the clock, and you do that by running the football. They've got to do that. When they get in the red zone, do the opposite of what SC just did. They have to score touchdowns if they want to upset top 25 USC. And defensively, did an okay job, but they didn't get to Caleb Williams at all on that previous drive. We'll see if they start cranking up the pressures.
All right, so Fernando Mendoza right away, the quick toss to Jaden Ott. And again, I mentioned this early, but what a really interesting and I thought pretty candid comment by Justin Wilcox to us, Yogi, that Jaden Ott's had a terrific year, but this is the time, the kind of game you want him to be the biggest reason why you win the game. Have that kind of, oh wow, mesh point mix. And does USC have it? Yes, they do. Solomon Byrd.
Well, this one's on the quarterback and back. All day long, Fernando Mendoza, you got to decide to either give it or take it. He's playing in no man's land. Jaden Ott's trying to read it as well, and ball ends up on the turf. Solomon Byrd, that's too easy for USC, and for Cal, that's disastrous in terms of starting the game on your second offensive play.
The very thing, what fueled USC's defense last year more than anything was this number, the number of takeaways they had. They had 97 points last year off of takeaways. This year coming to right now 0. They're even as well in the turnover.
See if they take a shot right here after that turnover.
Wide open and good hold of the ball. Wow, that's something. Taj Washington, who took that huge hit on the first series, comes back. He knows he's going to get one again, Yogi, and holds the ball. Yeah, look, receivers, that can linger in the back of your mind when the ball's hanging up in the air. Williams keeps on. Look at this lane opening up. And then a nice stop as Caleb trying to put one more open field move on Craig Woodson. Check out the previous play and watch Taj Washington. He's going to be wide open right down the seam as the play develops. It's right here. Cal has a safety in the middle of the field. There's no chance. Caleb a little late with it, actually. Taj climbs the ladder, makes an incredible play. Eyes all the way to the tuck. First and goal. USC's first red zone trip. Cal's defense held. It's going to back them up 5.
False start. Offense, number 57. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Justin Elliott having a good first year as a referee. USC in their first possession scored a field goal. They've had 6 first drive touchdowns in 8 games. So that was a win for Cal to get a field goal hold. It'll be a daily double win if the defense could do it here. Wow, Austin Jones screaming for it on the far side. And takes it down inside the 5. Cade Uluabe finally saved the touchdown. Caleb Williams has such incredible vision, Ted. His eyes always downfield. He can feel the rush. You hear that often at quarterbacks. It's much harder said than done. Anticipating where bodies are, finding small spaces to climb and move while staying calm with your eyes downfield. Austin Jones, I don't know if Caleb could hear. Austin Jones was just screaming at him because he was by himself on the far side. Second and goal. Lloyd. Whoa, big time stick. How about Huluhape on that?
Oh.
Man, that's impressive.
Yeah, he's a physical player, true freshman out of Utah. Right in the middle of the picture, you'll see him. Boom, right there. Gets a little help from Little John. Looks to be a physical game, and there's so much misdirection going on that you have to trust your keys. You can't hesitate.
Third and goal. The Trojans going right into where their fans and their Trojan marching band are. And into the end zone goes Marshawn Lloyd.
Watch this offensive line. Remember, last week they made a change on the right side. Nice job on the right side. Jared Kingston, Mason Murphy, Marshawn Lloyd. It was an all-out sprint to the end zone.
Wow. Well, how about that, Yogi, then? Trojans haven't had enough of that this year. Takeaway and points off it. So Cal's offense has only run 2 plays. And they're all automatically playing uphill.
Well, it's like you said. Turnovers, Solomon Byrd. Can they equal points? Yes, they do. Marshawn Lloyd, 10-0 Trojans.
Marshawn Lloyd's 7th rush touchdown of the year. And just a crucial early swing when you're the home team. You've got a good crowd here in Berkeley today. A lot of enthusiasm. The early turnover is that's the old first round hook to the jaw. Take a standing 8 count. You spot USC 10 points.
All right, so let's take a look at the play. First and goal. I love this formation. First off, you got both running backs, Marshawn Lloyd, Austin Jones in the backfield. As the play develops, you'll see right on the outside, there's your running back. He's saying, hey, I'm open, I'm open, I'm open, I'm open. That's Austin Jones, and Caleb Williams does a nice job of climbing the pocket, staying calm, finds one of his 2 running backs in on that formation.
That was a great design, Yogi, like you said, because Lloyd runs a wheel route, clears it out, and Jones crosses over to an open zone. So let's see if Cal can straighten out here. Got a quick ball to Jeremiah Hunter. And he's out. Good first down play there for 9 yards. Is this a scenario now where if you're Cal, you want to get a couple of those throws to get Mendoza in a rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, I think knowing, like, we got to know him yesterday, he's probably moved on from that.
And that'll help, too. It was a first down, by the way, on the first play, so that's a first down gain for Jade Knott of 7 yards.
It's important to note as well for SC, we see Shane Lee starting at inside linebacker.
And this is what Cal wanted to do. They were very open. They've done this most of the year. They've always run a high number of plays. They want to go fast, Yo.
They want to go fast, and they want to force USC to communicate. And we've seen multiple times already on this drive, and really the first snap, where SC's been misaligned when they fit the run.
Ball tipped at the line, and it falls.
The biggest challenge in tempo is that, yes, you want to stress the defense, but you can't stress yourself on offense. And that's for Fernando Mendoza in a big game, on a big stage, final time these teams are going to play. I'm sure Jake Spavital, the offensive coordinator, said, just calm it down, man. Let's execute.
False start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty.
All right.
Second down.
Pre-snap penalty. USC playing the first half without Bear Alexander. Ooh, there you see him with the little hood on. Targeting call on the last drive by Utah last week. Not the strongest call, in my view. I think others shared it.
Well, I think you saw the emotion on his face in that game. This guy, his care factor's through the roof, and I think his whole team is. You know, there's so much dialogue, the quote-unquote noise around them the last 2 weeks.
Mendoza's throw, and the catch made. Tron Grizel on the catch. And just to finish that point on Alexander, as we see Grizel.
This job just breaking it off in front of Jalen Smith.
Going quick and getting the first down and more, and he's gone. Jade Knott busts it for the Cal touchdown.
Watch Shane Lee right here, the linebacker for USC, and this Cal offensive line. He leans a little bit too much to his left, and Jade Knott says, one of my skills is acceleration. My man's accelerated to the end zone.
Mateen Bagani out to kick the point. 65 yards already for Jade Knott. 43 on that run.
This offensive line is confident. One of the top 20 rushing units in America. The O-line getting some push right through the second and third levels, all the way to the house. 10-7 in Berkeley.
Well, Jade Knott is already on a track to get closer to the number that he's had in the good games in his career at Cal, and that's, you know, if you were going to press Justin Wilcox, and you could say, man, could you get 150, 175 out of him today? Have a pretty good shot to win. 65 already.
Yeah, they are going to give him a boatload of touches. Feel really confident, not just in his skill set, but how they're running the ball. And again, the complementary element. Both of these teams, they come from the same tree, the air raid tree. Everybody's got their own wrinkle on it, but Lincoln Riley, Jake Spavital, Cliff Kingsbury, they're all from the same school of football.
All right, this will be in the field of play, angled to the left for Zachariah Branch. And well covered by Cal. That's the kind of play that's going to have them hold their breath. The kick in the field of play, they hope that has enough hang time on it.
The biggest thing they said, we do kick it to Zachariah Branch. You got to take your shot. You can't come down, try to just be balanced. You got to come flying down, trying to make a play. Nice job there in the coverage unit, pinning him to one side of the field.
Well, Branch staying out there on the first down play, so USC delivered a quick 10, but for Cal, the best answer they could deliver, coming back with their own quick touchdown. First down run, and Marshawn Lynch is going to be strung out and dropped. Ball's out. They're letting the play go, so right now, let's see. First of all, recovery by whom? Recovery by USC. Why are they saying Cal? I haven't seen a signal yet. Yeah, it's the recoveries by USC, right? The Cal people running off the field thinking they had a recovery. Nope, it's USC, and USC's going to go quickly here.
Better get a line.
Yeah. Only 3 down there for Cal. And Williams takes a shot up the field, has Washington. Todd Washington, what a first quarter. Look at Yogi smiling when you see a wide receiver do this.
Oh, it's just a deep post. I love it. Underneath this Branch, that brings up one safety. He's man-to-man on Lamagia Hearns. And the throw flattens off Washington, and he's done everything.
He got smacked again the first possession of the game, and he's come back with 2 big plays. And here's Marshawn Lloyd bouncing off tacklers and giving USC first and goal.
I mean, we're going to say it all game long, but the complementary football for USC is the thing they've been missing the last 2 games.
And Lloyd is pounded down. Matthew Littlejohn on the tackle for Cal.
Yeah, Todd Washington, what a story, too. Came in a couple years ago. So many other high-profile receivers are on this roster, and he just kept showing up. Extremely accountable as a player.
All right, 3 wideouts up top. Caleb gets it outside. Nice catch, spinning off hits. And down to the 10-yard line goes Kyron Hudson.
Cal finally brings a little bit of pressure. See the delayed blitz coming from the linebacker position. Caleb Elarms, or number 53. Got to force the ball out of Caleb Williams' hand again here on this 3rd and goal.
Well, the kind of play the Cal defense will need to deliver today to try to win the game again. Can you force a field goal? And Cal taking all the time in the world to sub. And they watched Utah last week.
Sure did.
Austin Jones, goal line and in. Touchdown. Jones took the hit from Jeremiah Irby, but managed to get the ball inside the pylon.
Nice play design, really putting a high-low. And look at the eyes of Caleb Williams, looking high, throws it low, and Jones falling forward, crosses the goal line, touchdown.
Well, the signature of USC's offense this year has been the explosive play, and they did it again on that drive. 56-yard pass to Taj Washington that's flipped the field, and the Trojans have 17 in the first quarter. Well, a big part of this day is nostalgia. 20 years from one of the most memorable games, certainly from the Cal standpoint, maybe the most memorable game in this rivalry, which goes into multiple overtimes. Both teams scored touchdowns in the second OT. USC missed a field goal in the 3rd, but Tyler Fredrickson hit the winner from 38. And boy, great scenes. It was early in the Jeff Tedford coaching run. And the next year, Yogi, Aaron Rodgers and Matt Leinart at the Coliseum.
Oh, this was an incredible ball game. End of the game. It's 4th and goal, and Pete Carroll brings his USC defense to the sideline. He says, look around at the Collie. Look at how cool this is. Let's go make a play. Let's have some fun. They do that, they get a win, and you're right. It has been a phenomenal series for 108 times.
That kickoff here by USC will be another touchback, and that is, it's just an overriding theme today, and especially on the Cal side. It means they're just two terrific schools. They played each other for over a century, and the sadness on. I took the train here today. I've learned from you, Yogi, trying to be a man of the people. I took Bart here today, and I was on the train. There were probably 30 USC alums by the time the train was getting into Berkeley, and I started chatting with a few of them, and they're sad. This is it's history. It's nostalgia. It's very, very sad, and that's why today, the fact that this game is at 1 o'clock in the bright sunshine, and there is a terrific turnout here in Berkeley. So right away, Cal back to the ground, and they get. Well, you'll do that all day long if you get 5 yards on a first down run.
Yeah, and look, SC made their adjustments. 2 new linebackers in the game right now, Mason Cobb and Tackett Curtis. Right there in the middle. Got to stop the run game for Cal.
Match there. Jack Henry's has been a nice start at tight end for Cal. Bears again running tempo. Look at this! Foot race! Jay Nott's gonna win it! Touchdown Cal! 61 yards. And you can only imagine what's in Alex Rich's mind right now. And the obvious answer is you better find a fix. What a first quarter. You like offense and you like explosive plays?
Isn't that the Pac-12?
Well, USC Their year's been defined by this. USC has had the most explosive plays. They've allowed the most explosive plays of any team in the conference.
Yeah, and here is an example of another one. Watch inside right here, Dejon Benton, defensive lineman, and then watch the hesitation at running back. Watch the hesitation, sets up the block. Benton can't get off the block. And that's experience from Jaden Ott. As a freshman, he might run right through that hole and get a little gain. But as an experienced player in his second year, a little bit of a pause, and then, whew, see you later. Look at this pause, set it up, get off, and away we go.
Love that, Yogi. Gear shift.
Gear
This
shift.
is the gear shift. It's a great trait in a running back.
And I know on that replay, look, is there an arm around Benton? There was no pull. There was no pull from where I saw it up here, and Jaden Ott ran right through that D-line.
What were we talking about, 150? He's spitting on that. He's at 131 in the first quarter.
On 6 carries. Like that. He's got to find an answer.
Well, right now that USC defense looks down at Ott, don't they? I want to thank the ambassador of Grenache for his contribution on that. Well, a lot of folks again is coming out, and a lot of people, a lot of Cal fans may be here for the first time this year, and the first quarter is giving them
their money's worth.
Yes,
that is for
their
sure.
investment. Yes, absolutely.
Wherever you're sitting in this great stadium or even up on the hill, you got an entertaining.
And it's not 3 yards and a bunch of ground rubber kicking off the artificial turf. It's explosive plays on both sides. This will be the last play of the first quarter. And Cal bottles up Lloyd for a short game. All right. I have an idea. We have some folks over this game already. First quarter in Berkeley, 17-14 USC.
Coach, your offense responded after that early touchdown. What'd you see from Jaden Ott? Knew you wanted to get him going today.
Yeah, absolutely. The run game's been great so far. We need to keep hammering that and then give us some opportunities in the pass game. Obviously, the turnover was big. Ended up giving up a touchdown there. We got to hang on to the ball, but offense has done a great job. We just got to get off the field on the 3rd or 4th down on defense.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, the Bear defense did that once on the first drive of the game. Forced a field goal, not the next 2. Thankfully, Jaden Ott, well, he's taken off. The Cal run game to their dreams has taken off in the first quarter. So we start the second quarter, 2nd and 8 for USC. Jones leaves the backfield. Again, Williams with a lot of time. Look at that throw. What a throw. What a throw. There's a flag down. I don't care. That throw's too good. I don't care about the flag.
It looked like it could have been a hold on the defense.
What? Yogi.
That was it literally the definition of in the bucket.
Oh, man, right into Zachariah Branch.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 22. That penalty has declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Sometimes it's just fun to be a fan, even up here. We just watch this. You just admire this.
It is so beautiful. The only spot. Look at that. After the hold, nice job.
Right to the middle of the field, and then just misses Branch.
Really like what SC's doing offensively. See another flag. But it's a lot of double posts or 2 corners, and they're at different levels, so they're really stressing the deep safety and then the underneath defender.
This was a line of scrimmage flag. The play went on, so I'd assume it's against USC. They're talking to Justin Wilcox. By the way, we want to...
Ineligible man downfield, offense,
okay.
number 70. That penalty has declined. It's 2nd down.
All right, so it's the RPO foul. I'll hold that thought here until we get this next play. Football 2023 makes it hard to do things between plays, doesn't it? That's Washington motioning. Throw back is off the hands of McCree and incomplete. By the way, I just want to send along, because we're watching Justin Elliott a lot, we want to send along our best wishes to Mike Pereira. He's a Bay Area native, played at Santa Clara down in the South Bay. Been a brilliant help to all of us in helping understand the rules in their applications. Mike's going to have some back surgery coming up this week. So, Mike, all the best to you.
All the best indeed. And Cal needs to be at their best right here. Keep an eye right here inside. Xavier Carlton, their best pass rusher, over the guard.
Austin Jones the back. There's the pressure, but look at Williams. And then just avoids the sack. USC wants the late hit flag. None coming. Williams himself is demanding it.
I mean, he's so good. They had a little stun up front. D lineman twisting, just chasing and chasing and chasing. Nothing there.
It was Ryan McCullough that forced him out of the pocket. Then you saw him right to the USC sideline. They tried to urge a flag out, didn't get it.
Yeah, the right no call against David Reese there. There was not enough there.
And so, anytime you get USC to punch, you're going to feel good. And on the return is Taj Davis. Excuse me, that's Jeremiah Hunter. Jeremiah Hunter on the return, and he gets it back to the 35. So this will be a good drive start for Cal in the shadows of the Campanile.
At the half, Ted Yogi.
All right, thanks. Ready to go here. Both teams, especially Cal, wants to play as fast as they can, so they were just waiting there to snap the ball. Mendoza pulls it down and hits his man. First real good completion to Grizel. And that explosive gets the ball to the USC 40, 26 yards.
Look at this tempo. We haven't seen this, I feel like, since Chip Kelly in Oregon.
Incomplete here.
Take a look at the previous play. Little fake handoff. Look at Mason Cobb gets sucked up at linebacker. Safety. Kalen Bullock sucked up, and it is an easy pitch and catch to the walk-on Tron Grizel.
Well, this is the start, at least what Justin Wilcox so badly wanted this year. New linebackers inside. The guys we saw start the year, Mason Cobb and Tackett Curtis, they're back in there now in the second quarter series for USC.
Yeah, when you see the SC defenders, they've got wristbands. This is the thing Alex Grinch has always done, dating back to his time at Washington State. They're looking down. See him looking at that, getting the call.
Jeremiah Hunter, but there you can see the importance on that play of receivers who could block. They couldn't block there to get Hunter any room. Nice job by Christian Roland Wallace.
And it's such a big part of when you're facing tempo for USC's defense is just lining up properly. We've seen explosive plays when they haven't been lined up properly or took a little bit of the wrong step here on fourth down.
So the Bears going for it. They need the 30-yard line. Mendoza's going to run it. And he's going to get it. Fernando Mendoza, he just got outside attack at Curtis. First down, Cal.
Great patience by Mendoza. You got to take your drop. He takes all 3 steps, sets up his blocks, allows his blockers to get on defenders, does the rest with his legs.
12-yard run, and Cal is at the USC 22. No, look at the defense, and look at Mendoza take it down to the 5. They all crashed on Jaden Ott.
Jalen Smith, you'll see him on the edge. He crashes down. And then how about the Mayor Mendoza?
And this time USC's defense stiffens there, holding Ott to a yard on the 1st and goal play.
This coaching staff at Cal has said the same thing about Fernando Mendoza all week, is he sees the game really well. And you got to make the right decisions on those zone reads. Second snap of the game, he made the wrong decision. Trying to pull it, resulted in a fumble. Nice job on this drive.
Bouncing, Jaden Ott. 3rd touchdown. And we've just started the second quarter.
I mean, how much fun is this one? Look at the right side of this line. A double team on the edge. Ott again sets it up, stays square, and just slides to his right. Knowing the situation, short yardage inside the 5. Touchdown again.
Ties the career high for Jaden Ott. 3 touchdowns in just over a quarter.
Well, he came in with a mission. This O-line came in with an attitude, and we got a ball game in Berkeley. How about Fernando Mendoza? 4th and 4. They go QB draw. Watch him set it up. 1, 2. Take my drop. Allow the blocks to happen downfield. Jeremiah Hunter gets a big one. He finds the sticks. Very next snap. Great on the fake, and then he pulls it out violently, Ted. Unlike the second snap of the game. Gets him inside the 5. Leads to a touchdown.
Wow. And you hit it, Yogi. That second play, that's all, in that case, the responsibility of number 19, Jalen Smith. If he crashes, as he did there.
Nobody there.
That's how the zone replay became big in the NFL, was on that. All right, Zachariah Branch, and look at the kick cover again by Cal. Outstanding. Hunter Barth down there.
Special teams, huge part of this game. We've seen what Zachariah Branch can do. Hunter Barth takes his shot.
Wow.
Right to the legs, through the thigh, exactly how you coach it up. And look, Cal came into this game saying, we're going to be aggressive in every phase. And they have been. They really have been through a quarter and change.
Now, you have 2 options on the kickoff if you're Cal. You could blast it through the end zone, which they did the opening kick of the game. Or you can kick it up high, hang it up there, and hope you cover. They've done that well.
Three-man defensive line.
They're trying to run against the light box, but Cal defends it well. Bottles up Austin Jones. We should mention also this is Cal defense. They play a ton of defensive backs. They played 11 DBs last week in the game against Utah, and they're missing a key defender, Jackson Sermon, out for the year. They do get Nate Ricina back today back today for the first time. And USC trying to see if they can run the ball out from deep in their end.
Now, a big part of Peter Sermon, the defensive coordinator, against Caleb Williams in this offense, trying to give him a different picture. We've seen 3 defensive linemen in, then you drop a safety in late. Now they change as USC makes a change, as does Cal defensively. Can have 4 defensive linemen, some fresh legs coming off the edge.
There's the big USC personnel shift. Jones, the running back. 3rd down. Williams has a lot of time underneath, and there's the tackle you need on defense. Little John brings down Washington.
You gotta have zone eyes, meaning are your eyes in the backfield? Watch here on this snap. Little John's gonna drop, eyes always in on Caleb Williams, and then he can drive on Taj Washington with a huge stop for this Cal defense. And Ted, this is something they've struggled with, playing consistent, making plays when you have to. They did it right there.
So we want to explain this to those that watch USC a lot. This is called a 3-and-out. It doesn't happen a lot. Short punt, and Cal's going to have a great drive start. And you hope your defense can force this against the great Trojan offense a couple of times a game. Do you think anyone has ever won the performance award presented by Nextiva, who's a pig farmer?
I don't think so.
What a job Bryson Barnes did last week against the Trojans. 235, 3 touchdowns. Big thing was the last drive, I should say, to set up the game-winning field goal. So congratulations to Bryson Barnes. As a guy told you a little bit ago, not going as well today in Salt Lake City, but that's another story. Here comes Cal with Mendoza right from the 50-yard line, throwing the back shoulder, and that's going to be a flag on Roland Wallace of USC against Jeremiah Hunter.
Nice job of Mendoza throwing the ball.
Pass interference. Defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
And Yogi, Alex Grinch is putting some different people on the field right now.
Yeah, he really is. Take a look here at this PI. Got to throw it firm, but with an arc. Easy call for the officials, and you're right. 3 new faces for the Trojans.
Oh, look at the hole. Wow. And then a great close. Man, that's a big-time play. Zion Branch, the brother of Zachariah, was that play had the look of going to the house.
Yeah, big time. You saw number 34, Braylon Shelby, true freshman, is in at the edge. Another true freshman, 56, Elijah Hughes.
Yeah.
He's right there. Those 2 true freshmen in on this drive.
Ball pulled back. Nice job by Mendoza again. And Cal has a first down. They're back into the red zone. And I just got to say this, Yogi. This is a big picture view as they go quick. This is what Justin Wilcox has wanted the last few years. We're seeing it today. Offense. It's been what Cal has missed. Zion Branch is down. He brought in Jake Spavital this year. Comes back to Cal to be the OC. And this team's had good defenses, but they've been struggling to find this kind of offense.
Yeah, they have not really had an explosive offense since Jake Spavital was the offensive coordinator back here at Cal under a different staff. And you just kind of look at the way recruiting's going, the way the portal's going, and you're saying, all right, I need an offense that can be implemented fast. You don't have to be an assistant for multiple years. And Jake Spavital, his experience as a play caller, whether it's West Virginia and Will Greer, or Cal and Davis Webb, or as a head coach last couple years at Texas State, he just brings a maturity, experience, and a system that the players have fallen in love with, and now Fernando Mendoza operating it as efficiently as any Cal quarterback this year.
Well, that's the point. They seem to have settled on the best quarterback to run this system, right?
Nailed it.
It was the third one. Zion Branch goes right into the injury tent. He looked left leg pretty banged up. Bryson Shaw's in his spot. First down. Pulls the ball back to the end zone. Touchdown, Cal! Tron Grizel.
This is amazing play design. Watch inside. You see the fake? Look at all the defenders for SC. That's a safety at the line of scrimmage. Opens up a clean window for the throw. Low and away. Hey, man, I know it's World Series time, but this is still college football. Perfect location.
Wow.
Great late hands.
That's,
And Grizel, man, he's looking impressive today.
I mean, think about that. There's a young guy, Tron Grizel. This is his third year here, but it's the first time he's played. They had a standout receiver, Watt, went to UCLA. He fills in the hole. The third quarterback to play this year. He ain't third no more. Sorry, English team. It's a wonderful story coming all the way from Miami. They live basically in the shadows of the University of Miami. Dr. Fernando Mendoza is a pediatric doctor. Mom, Elsa, was a tennis player at the University of Miami. And, man, they're so proud because Fernando, the son, was going to Yale. So you could tell he went to school.
Yeah.
He was going to go to Yale until Cal came in. And Dr. Mendoza was a football player.
Yeah, he was. He was on the offensive line in high school next to Mario Cristobal, current head coach at Miami.
That was a great little nugget we got from Fernando yesterday. Fair catch here taken by Zachariah Branch. And how about, I mean, you talk about an American story and how fitting it is maybe that Fernando Mendoza ends up in Berkeley. I mean, the Mendozas, I asked him, what's the family heritage? Cuban. His grandparents fled Cuba at the beginning of the Castro regime, and as many did, settled in South Florida. Dad becomes a high school football player and then eventually a doctor. They meet mom at school. Mom's a tennis player, and now son has taken the gamble to come all the way across the country. So Caleb Williams back to work. And there's a broken tackle and close to a first down for Taj Washington.
USC, they do such a nice job of these crossing routes. They're called mesh routes underneath, where you're trying to just rub defenders on one another.
Oh, there's the Cal front pressuring and getting in. Blows up the run play. That's their top tackler, Caleb Elamzor.
He plays with such energy. He has so many different roles. And right now, I'd bring some pressure here. Keep an eye on 44 at the edge right here. Carleton, he's their most athletic edge rusher.
So minus play, it's 3rd and 2. Running it again, and Lloyd gets it. And Elon Zor saved that from being maybe a deep run. But first down, USC.
Oh, Lloyd is so good starting. Watch him. And left foot in the ground, away he goes, following that offensive front.
A lot of time here for Caleb Williams to make the shift. 9 runs already for Lloyd, so USC is trying it. There's the 10th run. Boy, that was a good hit.
His fit
Now defense, yeah, I mean, that's Nate Ricina getting back in there. Said first game of the year. He stopped Lloyd in his tracks.
And you're seeing SC change a little bit on the offensive line. In at right tackle is Michael Tarquin. We've seen him pull the last 2 snaps. And you're right. I mean, this front 7 of Cal, they are meeting the offensive linemen. The offensive linemen SC are being physical. We've had explosive plays. We've also had a nice battle in the trenches.
Williams pulls it back. Under pressure, fires it. Oh, just beyond the reach of Patrick McMorris.
What a play by him to redirect. And if he doesn't touch this ball, it's a completion and who knows how much more. Pressure inside. Nice effort, really just using the hands by those tackles. Nice job of Ricky Correa, number 91. Then the play on the back end. Oh, if he doesn't do that, that is a catch for Taj Washington.
Well, USC needs a play here on 3rd and 7. Late 3-runner coming. Williams gets away, but misfires. The very thing, again, that we talked yesterday, you don't, Justin Wilcox said, how often do you get this? McMorris coming in as a free runner.
Well, he's trying to bait Caleb Williams, trying to time up the snap. You see him just wait, and then boom, shot out of a cannon. Doesn't get home. We've seen Caleb Williams make huge plays when he avoids a rusher. Can't complete that one. Advantage Cal Bears.
So a punt coming here from Chaplitsky. Low line drive punt. Picked up on a one-hop by Hunter, and he'll get some positive yardage back. That's the kind of punt return that teams appreciate, because Hunter ran that back. That basically was a first down run back. One less first down your offense has to make.
Amen, and a really nice job by him. I mean, right now you're Cal, you've got this lead. You got a chance to put another really nice drive together. If he lets that bounce, that's probably going to get downed inside the 10-yard line, and you're backed up in your own territory.
So Yogi, think of Mendoza, second play of the game today, mesh point screw up, fumble, turnover, rebounds. And what we learned yesterday from the coaches and then talking to him, which, by the way, he has already made the production meeting Rookie of the Year award. They don't even need the rest of the games this year. Back shoulder throw incomplete. But what we found out from the coaches and what we've seen today was how fast he processes things. His football processing. So think about every fall, Apple, Great Bay Area company, comes out with the new, more powerful chip, right? It's devices that process things faster. Apple, 2 billion devices around the world, $3 trillion market cap, just for those who may not know that.
He can process at an elite level. You're going to have to here on a 3rd down. I'd expect SC to be aggressive. Another linebacker combination. There's Eric Gentry. He's got a massive wingspan.
Well, right there. Quick little in route by Hunter for a first down.
And they throw it right behind the ear hole of Eric Gentry. He jumps out to his zone dropping responsibility. Fernando Mendoza sees it, delivers a dime.
Tempo again. Jaden Opakanog, nice tackle. So Mason Cobb, there's a Good tackle there to keep that from being a healthy game.
Here's the previous play. There's a linebacker. You see him drop. Watch that throw right behind him. Nice job of Mendoza processing the play.
Three receiver bunch up to the short side of the field, and it worked. Man, you don't see that often. Not much room to work with there, but a quick throw to Endries for a first down.
The bunch is something that Cal and Jake Spavital, that formation is something they wanted to use in this game, thinking they could win on those releases.
Boy, good block by the tight end. Endries there to let Jaden Knott. And right now, this is just blunt. I mean, USC's defense is nothing right now to stop Cal's offense.
They cannot stop the point of attack in this offensive line.
Quick throw again. Inside the 20 goes Taj Davis.
But look, if you're Jake Spavital, you're saying to yourself,
and a late flag. Not sure which way this is going, but it was after the play. And it's clearly after the play foul. May have a taunt here.
I mean, take a look at this one. I mean, there's so much emotion in this game right now.
Yes, isn't that right?
I mean,
but the faster tempo leads to it, doesn't it?
I mean, that could be.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 9, his first. 15-yard penalty. It's 1st and 10.
I mean, great play. You got Damani Jackson kind of in his face. Taj Davis says first time, and let him play. Let him play. This is not standing over somebody. This is a rivalry that's over 100 years long.
So first down, now the line gets backed up to the 34 of USC. Basically wipes out the pass play. And that, boy, good job there. So that's what USC needs. They need that defensive line to stand up as it did there, and Mason Cobb makes the first hit.
And especially on the static plays, meaning when Cal's not in a rhythm, they're not in their tempo, he's got to line up. Here's another opportunity here. Just line up and play that disciplined style of defense for Alex Grinch, which is one gap defense. You have your area.
Quick throw and then a good close there. Bryson Shaw jumping on Grizel. So the 30-yard line, and this is where Cal now, the offense hopes to make a play and not let that taunting penalty diffuse the drive. You had all the momentum going. This time it's the USC defense that will sub and take plenty of time to do so.
There's Andrews at the top. That's the roommate of Mendoza. He's been a go-to guy for him.
No. Wow. Well, they had Isaiah Ifanse in the backfield. And also in the backfield was Eric Gentry. And that's a huge TFL. It's also a Cal lineman. A little slow to get up. TJ Session, the right tackle.
Yeah, just untouched. Nice job from Gentry. Just reading the run, seeing the motion, and trying to beat the motion of Andres.
Well, field goal kicking hasn't been great for Cal. Hurt them badly in a game they should have won here against Auburn this year. And so they'll go for it on 4th and 10.
They've also got the pooch punt available here if they want to pin USC.
Oh, Mendoza had to get out and misfires. So USC brought the pressure. Tackett Curtis, and that forced Mendoza out.
I like this by Alex Grinch on this drive, bringing some heat right up front. Again, you got to protect. They call it the A-gap, right next to either side of the center. 2 snaps in a row. Cal busts on the offensive front, not touching either Eric Gentry or Tackett Curtis.
And then a shame there because the receiver's there. Mendoza misses the throw. But you all go back and look, the taunting penalty is what they call, whether you like the rule or not. You did it right in the face of the opponent. That's what they call. They'll call it every time. And it's unfortunate. Loss of emotion for a second there cost Cal. And now USC wants very much to cash in on this. And Jones gets almost 4 on first down.
You got 2 timeouts. You got more than enough time. Remember, Cal's going to get the ball to start the second half.
I was going to say, I think USC, well, they want to score most importantly, but they'd like to use up this time. Williams stretching it all the way out and then eventually flipping it out of bounds. Well, now it's 3rd and 6, and that's an interesting scenario. We'll go down to the field here for the halftime report presented by Bear to join Ashley, Nick Aliotti, and Shane Vereen. All that coming up. Well, if Cal's defense can make a stop here, they'll have plenty of time.
Right here, Taj Washington. That's who I'm going to. If I'm Caleb Williams, and for Cal, find a way to take him away.
Rush. Throw is caught by Hudson, and he just got to the line to gain. Ooh, wow, wait a minute. That mark is very close. Ooh. Hang on, let's see.
It looked like he had. It looked like he got a yard past the sticks and then came back to make the play.
But there, it's being called a first down. No further inspection. Again, Williams flushed out, up the field, has a man. It's Mario Williams.
I don't know if he's in.
Is he? Let's see. Out of bounds.
And they've made this so many times. They've been drilled, they practice this in practice. Watch his feet at the end. He leaves the grass and then goes toe heel. And look, the rule is, if you're going out of bounds, you go toe heel, you're out of bounds.
That's exactly right. Meaning in one action, the toe hits first, but the heel comes down out of bounds.
If the heel never touched the ground,
that's right.
That'd be a catch.
So, that's the proper call, 2nd and 10. And Brendan Rice gets his first action.
Incomplete.
Is that incomplete? Yeah, it's incomplete. There it is.
And that was a classic run before you catch it.
It's 3rd down.
Let's see if a defender gets a hand.
Oh, yeah.
Nice job.
That's a punch. Yes. Jeremiah Irby from East Palo Alto.
Nice take
play.
a look, yep.
3rd down.
Timeout. Cal, they're first.
All right.
30 seconds.
So Cal takes the defensive timeout because Justin knows he can stop here. He'll have a chance on offense.
Let's take a look at the checklist coming into the game. Control the clock. Okay, nice job running the ball. They've had some explosive plays. Scored touchdowns in the red zone. They've done a decent job in the run game. Marshawn Lloyd has had his moments, but they've gotten to the quarterback, and that has been a theme over the last 2 games, the last 3 games for USC. Go back to Arizona, getting up 13 sacks their last 3 games, only 20 on the season. And I think it's because they started to blitz a little bit more, bring an extra guy.
This is the first half that brings me back to Chip Kelly 12 years ago at Oregon, where he used to tell me time of possession, worthless stat. Time of possession in this half is 17.5 minutes for USC, 10.5 minutes for Cal. Cal got 28 points.
Well, you didn't think they'd have all the explosive runs. You're thinking, hey, we play SC, don't let Caleb stay on the field.
Yeah.
But you got to give Jake Spavital a ton of credit. They wanted to run their offense. They didn't change like most teams do when you're playing the reigning Heisman Trophy winner.
All right, so we come back to play here on this 3rd and 10. Austin Jones all the way out to the top. Branch slot to the bottom. Williams looking up top, throwing it, and Taj Washington makes another big catch. Isn't it amazing? This guy has emerged with all the receivers around him, and he's become just a go-to guy.
He continues to just make play after play.
Austin Jones runs it down to the 40.
And it was tough to on that completion. Cal decided to spy Caleb Williams, but that means you're basically playing 10 on 11. You're taking a defender out of it. Never got any pressure on him. If I'm the Bears right here, I'm trying to heat up Caleb Williams, and for him, he's got to look for that quick hitter.
2nd and 6. And Caleb again moving, and now he sees a lane. Well, let's see. Well, his mark. Now, he went down too soon. He will not get a first down out of that. It's right where your backside breaks down and starts to head toward the turf. And USC is going to take a timeout because that spot is a yard short.
You saw Lincoln Riley's kind of shaking his head, frustrated. Caleb Williams usually great in situational football. But the way the rule is you see the line on the screen there, that yellow line for the first down. The rule is when you start to begin the act of going to the ground on the slide, you're dead. Plays over.
Right there.
Yeah, it's a great call by the official. We saw it a couple times last week. The Pitt game in college football. Mike Brewer drew that one up.
That's a perfect spot, given what we see there. What I go back when I see that play to a guy that was an okay player, Steve Young. Used to talk about this a lot. He'd tell me head first. He dove head first. First of all, you get the better spot, but he said, and the incoming tends to go over you.
Yeah.
It's actually, your head's not up to be susceptible to getting popped.
Great call.
Yeah.
Steve Young, he's incredible, man. He was so good at that back in the day. But all right, so here we are, 32 seconds. You got one timeout. Keep an eye on Lake McCree. He's right here in the slot, your tight end for the Trojans.
Well, USC very much wants to points here before halftime, and they are going to succeed. They're going to pretty much end the half on this possession. They'll run it for the first down, so they'll get a, well, wait a minute. Well, they'll get a total stop here because of a flag, and if that's a hold, it is. It's a hold on USC.
Holding. Offense, number 57. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Huge call against the veteran center, Justin Dedich, and
right in the middle, right there. Yeah, there it is. You see it right towards the end, yeah.
Hooked him and spun. That's Brett Johnson. So now you're back to the 30. Let's see where they're going to spot this. The 46. So it's going to be 3rd and 11. Actually, 3rd and. Let's see where the ball. We'll finally put it down. Okay, put it down at the 45. So it's going to be 3rd and 11. USC does have a timeout.
You got to get after Caleb Williams here.
Williams buying the time, comes in the middle, and Cal almost trying to hit Lake McCree. Cade Uluwambe, let's see how close he comes here.
Just got one hand on it.
All right, so now what do you do if you're USC? 12 seconds, yeah, you can go here.
Biggest thing for Cal, I would be coming after Caleb Williams. You do not want him having a lot of time back there to pick you apart.
There was definitely a defensive problem there for Cal. Cal took a
30 seconds.
Defensive timeout. Jay Knott, 153 in the first half.
He's been electric, and it isn't just the acceleration and the finish. To me, Ted, it's been all about the start of all of his runs. His patience, allowing blocks to get in front of him, the vision to set up those blocks, staying square down in the red zone. I mean, he's been really impressive as a back. We met with him yesterday. He had a focus about him. This is a guy who also played high school football in Southern California. Knows all about this matchup. And he has made his presence felt in the first half.
USC needs, well, they need 11 yards, obviously. They probably need 11 or 12 to as well give themselves a chance at a field goal, given Dennis Lynch's history and his range. And they can use the whole field.
And whoever catches the ball has got to be aware of the clock.
Now Williams has to do something. Well, they may run out of time here. And he finds his man, McCree, but the half's going to end. Too much time. Your impression, Yogi.
Hold. All teams hold on your bench. All teams hold on your bench.
Justin
Teams
Elliott
hold on your bench.
is immediately trying to stop. I don't know if he can. Because Cal wants to get off the field, but I think it's pretty clear. They can look at this and should look at it to be sure. But it seems pretty clear he's down after zeros. 0-0.
Yep, keep your eye on the clock. Lower left of the
The
screen.
ball carrier was down. There was no time left on the clock. That's the
3,
end of the half.
2, watch the clock.
Yep.
0, right call.
Yep. So the half ends, and what a half. USC's out 10-0. And it's now 28-17 Cal.
Got to respond in this game. Looking forward to seeing these teams respond in the second half.
Man, what a start to Halloween week, huh? Yes, Golden Bears with an offensive explosion. Ashley, Nick, and Shane, halftime report presented by Bic. All right, here's our Carvana first half stats. A lot of offense, a lot of scoring. Amazingly, 33 plays for Cal, 28 points. And so, Yogi, one of the beauties in sport, you tell people this all the time, there's still a reason to go to a game, because you can go to a game and usually be guaranteed of seeing something you've never seen before. Welcome to our world. Pac-12 football 2023. The first half is not over.
You're exactly right, and here's why. You see the clock, it's sunk up on that screen on your right in the lower left corner. Caleb Williams trying to get the ball out. He does to Lake McCree, and this is where it got dicey at the end of the half. He catches the ball, watch the clock. It'll freeze as he hits the ground and is down. 1 second. That knee, that elbow. Now we got another play.
Well, it was quickly reviewed, and there's the capsule story that we've been able to get up here. It was quickly reviewed. Teams left the field. USC did a more extensive review and challenged. You get one coach challenge a game in college football. Unlike Sunday, you can use that challenge in the final 2 minutes. Lincoln Riley challenged, and the other issue is bluntly lack of technology. We are so accustomed to seeing tenths of seconds in basketball. We don't have it in football. So without a tenths of second clock, the issue is there's still a fraction of a second remaining, and this play is officially the end of the first half. USC will attempt a field goal, and then we will go right to the beginning of the second half. Dennis Lynch has just spent several minutes warming up this exact kick, 33 yards, right hash, and you hear the Cal reaction. And Justin Wilcox is using, and this, I like this, he's using a first half timeout because he wants the crowd. He's trying to get the crowd to keep going here. Justin, I mean, this is a scene we have never witnessed before, Yogi. Lincoln Riley never left the field.
Yeah.
When the teams went in the locker room, and the referee, Justin Elliott, never left the field. And it was probably close to 10 minutes when the ruling finally came down. They called Justin Wilcox back out of the locker room to tell him, and he was not happy, as you would expect. As a result, the halftime clock didn't start until Justin and Lincoln Riley got to the locker room. That's why we had a 30-minute halftime. This is part of a year that just is under one word, inexplicable. And the kick is no good. You cannot make this up. They'd laugh you out of an office if you brought the script in.
There's Coach Wilcox, and he's fired up. And this is a guy played in this league, coached in this league, and you see the emotion in this game because he was frustrated when he came out, and I'm sure he said, like a lot of Cal fans have said watching this at home, well, every play, when it's stopped after a first down in the final 2 minutes, are you stopping it at the exact right second? The officials did the right thing. They reviewed it. They got the call right. While frustrating for Bear fans,
Yeah, it's
Trojans got their shot and SC didn't
It's
make
not
it.
just frustrating for Bear fans.
Maddening.
It's just shouldn't happen. So let that go. Here's the mechanics of the situation. USC keeps the coach challenge because they were successful. So they keep the coach challenge for the second half. Justin, of course, has one. It's something that a lot of people in college football are not aware of because coaches rarely use that challenge. They rarely use it. Lincoln Riley was smart. He used it. He won. And feels like he should have had 3 points out of it.
Yeah, great job from Coach Riley recognizing that and staying on the field at the half. And here we go.
So now the kickoff to begin the third quarter will be a touchback for Cal. By the way, Cal's leading 28-17. And I mean, the big picture, of course, for Cal, this is a program that's had a lot of trouble regaining its traction since COVID. And want to win if they can play a second half to match the first. USC, 3 straight losses would be unthinkable the way the expectations for this team this year. Bear Alexander on the field to start the second half for the USC defense. Mendoza throws it for the Cal offense, and the flags will call interference against Jalen Smith.
Pass interference. Defense, number 19. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Second half's all about adjustments. SC comes out aggressive, man coverage. And it's that left arm of Smith. Easy call for the official.
Sideways throw there, doesn't get anything. Jack Endries on the catch. Christian Roland Wallace on the USC tackle.
It's a good call, Ted, with Bear Alexander in the middle of that defense. Middle of the defense struggled for SC in the first half. Defending Jaden Knott, and at linebacker, there's Mason Cobb and Eric Gentry starting the third quarter.
So 2nd and 10 for Cal. Fernando Mendoza with a toss. And Jaden Knott picking his way through and gets Cal to a better third down play. 5 yards on that run. The play split is interesting. Cal, that's 19 runs, 16 passes. Teams against USC this year, Yogi, have run the ball 54% of the plays. That tells you something.
Yeah, it does. And they're averaging almost 10 yards a carry in this one.
Mendoza get out, breaks away from Bear, and he is right at the line to gain. This is going to be the spot. Bear Alexander had him but couldn't finish him.
He took a shot from Jamil Muhammad at the end of the play. Nice job in coverage, only rushing 3. Finds a lane, gets out of Bear Alexander's grasp, and that long 6'5" frame, does it get him the first down?
Yeah.
Looks like it did.
The previous play is under review.
All right, we're reviewing this, and what we don't know is the review based on the spot? I didn't see enough. I want to see the hit again. I don't know if there's anything to do with the hit on the quarterback, who's a runner, by the way, as he's going down. We just had a nice long talk with Jack Wood, one of the great veteran officials in our conference. He's here as the replay official. Jack was the one that gave us all the information at halftime explaining what happened and why. This is our Whole Foods Market official review. And again, I assume it's the spot.
Yeah, I think it's the spot. See that yellow line to gain. I think his right knee's down.
Yeah. And where's the ball when the knee hits?
Yep. It's going to be close.
Yeah. And that,
After review. The ball carrier was down with the ball at the 45.5-yard line, which was short of the line to gain. It's 4th down.
And that's a good call again. It's not where the knee is, it's where the ball is when the knee hits. And the 45.5 would be the proper spot. So here's Justin Wilcox. How aggressive, Yogi?
All day long. I mean, that was going to be the mindset, and they should, the way they've run the football. The question now is, do you want to run at number 90, Bear Alexander?
And you have Isaiah Ifanse in the backfield. And they do snap it, they do run it, and they don't get it. USC's defense with its first play of the game. And they'll take over at the Cal 45.
The SC sideline erupted in a way we have not seen in quite a while. I'd imagine that defense was challenged at the half. Can we stop the run? Can you fit your gap? And on a 4th down, without Jaden Knott.
That's the question that I'm sure every Cal fan's asking.
Tyrone Taleni, Jamil Muhammad, they finally get some penetration, and it's Eric Gentry at linebacker, who's coming off a challenging game against Utah. He fits, leg drive, gets some help from his teammate Solomon Byrd. Huge stop.
I know, Ifanse's a good back, but boy, you don't want your best guy sitting on the bench. Pac-12 football is brought to you by Columbia, the official apparel partner of the Pac-12. Well, the feeling on the Cal side is Isaiah Ifanse is a tough guy to bring down, so in the short yardage down, he was in the game instead of Jaden Knott. Alex Grinch, and his defense responds. And again, the first real big play they've made today. Can the offense now, because this acts as a turnover, can you turn it into points? Quick run by Marshawn Lloyd. We've had no USC turnovers. And this, in essence, would be the second takeaway by the Trojans. They had a fumble recovery in the first quarter. And again, this is statistically not a takeaway, but it acts as one. Hudson. Oh, what a catch! Kyron Hudson on the second brilliant throw by Caleb Williams.
How about this? Another perfectly located ball. What a grab.
That is just beautiful to watch. Marshawn Lloyd trying to go, and he can't get outside. Can't turn. Jeremiah Irby runs him out of bounds. Man, those are the throws. And last year, of course, we all saw it for the first time with Caleb Williams. But the two that he's made like that in this game, you just, doesn't matter who you root for, you have to appreciate that.
It's unbelievable. Watch this. Outside shoulder. Late hands. I mean, that is such a great throw. What a catch, though, to the eyes.
Yep.
Remember, this is a guy in Hudson who the staff talked about, saying he had the best training camp. He was their lead receiver coming into the season with how he performed in training camp. And they talk about the strong hands, and showcased right there.
Patrick McMorris, the wounded Cal player, off the field here. It'll be 2nd down and goal at the 6. And USC having not cashed in on what they felt would be a sure 3 points a minute ago. This would be massive for them if they can get 7. 2 backs. And it's the quarterback that keeps it, and the quarterback is in. Caleb Williams with his 8th rush touchdown of the year. And now the question is, and USC did this and didn't succeed last week, they're going to go for 2.
And they're going to continue to follow this man, number 13. Lincoln Riley talked to him earlier this week. He said, look, the best leaders are made for moments like these. 2 straight losses, backs against the wall in the locker room at halftime. Comes out on this drive, great throw, nice run.
4 receivers in. Todd Washington motions on the 2-point play. there's the throw, not held. Dorian Singer could not hang on. Missed two-point plays, hurt USC very much last week against Utah, and they missed the two-point play here.
This is a great design. Runs a little out route and then stops, puts his foot in the ground, and Caleb Williams throws an absolute fireball. You'll see 15 Dorian Singer right in your living room. Usually catches it through his hands, 28-23.
Dear Doug Bryan, place kicker who won a Super Bowl ring. Mike Epstein was a longtime Major League Baseball player. Carly Lloyd, not the soccer Carly Lloyd, but a very good volleyball player. Fair catch there on the kickoff. Yana Yurikova, who won NCAA championships in tennis. Carly Lloyd, part of Players of the Year. Jolene Henderson in softball, and Devani Hampton in women's basketball. First pro player here that was Conference Player of the Year. The point being, this school and Stanford, Bay Area schools excelling in Olympic sports, helping provide many of our summer Olympians. And going to fit in very well next year with a lot of schools in the ACC that do the same thing. Emphasize all sports. And Jay Knott on the carry. And just a very quick postscript, that's visitor from a very proud Cal alum, Larry Baer, president of the San Francisco Giants at halftime. And he mentioned the value of Condi Rice in helping these two schools get their place in the new league next year. It's going to be close to a first down. As Cal comes right back with the tempo play, and there's a late flag after Taj Davis is brought down. And the point that was made about Dr. Condoleezza Rice and her value is this was the keeping Stanford and Cal together.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 71.
Wow.
15-yard penalty, the down counts. It's third down.
Well, Yogi, there was a 15-yarder on Taj Davis that hurt Cal at the end of the first half, and here's another one that isn't going to help. Boom. Right there. No need.
No need. In tight games like this and big games like this, you got to control your emotions.
So you have third down. It's 3rd and 16. And Jay not trying to run, not going to get anywhere. Well, that's just a costly penalty. Very costly. Going to cost Cal the ball.
You're thinking it's 3rd and short, ends up being 3rd and forever, and this SC defense makes a nice play. And look, college football is about confidence. It's about momentum. Lincoln Riley talked to us this week about having a surge with this team, and that's when they've been at their best, when they can create a surge. They had one early, 10-0 in this game. Then it went the other way. Now they're on the verge here, getting the ball back, of creating one again.
So Cal will be punting to Zachariah Branch. Lachlan Wilson gets the punt away. And Branch, can he get outside? Not much. A little bit of a return, but still a great drive start. And USC in position now to see if they can totally flip momentum on their final trip to Berkeley. We had a chance to be at USC's practice Tuesday, Yogi, and we saw something, and you mentioned it. It's being a constant. That guy, Heisman Trophy winner, blah, blah, blah. Last guy out there, hanging out there after everybody's finished media obligations, still out there working with his receivers.
Working with his teammates, being a great teammate. I think one of his greatest traits is just that. He's a phenomenal teammate. The guys love him, and he's done it every which way. Off the field, it's been written about. His NIL deals, always bringing people involved, but on the field, making sure this team is staying connected.
And now a chance with a drive that could put the Trojans back in front. They did lead this game early, 10-0. Well, feel like I've seen that happen much to Caleb Williams. Couldn't find the throwing lane. Ball tipped up. And luckily for USC, it falls to the ground.
Well, they talked about this a lot this week. Can we time up the quick game? Nice job timing it up there on the inside.
There's Darius Long, who got the hand on the ball. Pulls it back, throwing it for Michael Jackson down the field, incomplete.
Well, interesting that throw the flag there.
Well,
that was contact both ways.
That's not, well, I want to wait for a replay. That's not good from what I saw in real time. It looked like Michael Jackson was doing as much to Noel Williams.
Yeah, if you're taught as a receiver, you can have contact, but don't extend the arm. And you extend the arm, and Jackson's left arm was extended, you're going to get it called on the offense.
And maybe, you know, I'm assuming the flag's called against the defense, but let's wait here as they're discussing things.
Might have been early contact is what they saw, but again, you're allowed to have contact till the ball's in the air. Remember, just a week ago, we've seen a couple PI flags picked up.
There are fouls by both teams. Pass interference, offense, number 1. Pass interference, defense, number 3. Those penalties offset. We'll replay second down.
All right, number 1 is Zachariah Branch. I'm not sure, because he would not have been involved in that play. It would be a completely separate situation. Well, anyway. It's a do-over. That's what we used to call it in the playground. It's a do-over.
Sure is.
2nd and 10.
It's good to see Patrick McMorris in at safety.
Williams can't get out. Tried to sneak back up the middle, and Xavier Carlton gets him. And that will be a sack.
It's called the old retrace. That's Xavier Carlton. He's going to get up the field. He's going to realize, I don't have him there. Retrace, come back to where he began. Perfectly executed by the edge rusher.
3rd sack of the year for Carlton. 3rd and 11 for USC.
Find out where Taj Washington is.
Gonna run it with Lloyd. No. Now look at Lloyd. Boy, he tacked on some yardage there. That was really great late effort by Lloyd to put 3-4 more yards on there, but Patrick McMorris delivers the big hit.
Man, there have been some physical collisions in this game. And here we go. Both teams being aggressive on 4th down. Watch the crossing routes underneath.
Great to hear the roar in Berkeley, so much so that somebody moved.
False start. Offense for 76. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And that may change. It is going to change the mind of Lincoln Riley. And that really hurts, because Marshawn Lloyd did a great job of adding yards to the 3rd down run. That enabled Lincoln Riley to go for it.
Constantly falling
USC number
forward.
10 is now 45.
You see the frustration on Lincoln Riley's
45.
face. He told us this week it's 10 guys are doing it right, 1 guy not. 10 of 11 often doing it right, 1 guy not. It happened again.
Chaplitsky hangs up the punt and caught just outside the 10-yard line by Jeremiah Hunter. So USC cannot capitalize on the good field position, and now Mendoza will try to get Cal out, get him out from the shadow of their goal line.
And again, a game of momentum. It felt like SC, they got the ball again on the plus side of the field, and you're thinking this is an opportunity to really deliver a blow to this Cal team who's coming with such confidence, hope, had success in the 1st half, none offensively here in the 2nd half. They get a stop, self-inflicted wound on that false start for the Trojans.
And again, just The end of the stadium where the USC side is sitting, an incomplete pass here. And it really is just, it's wonderful to see this atmosphere here, this crowd. Again, ton of Cal fans. The USC fans all here. We were told, Akio that works with us beautifully as our production coordinator, she's a Trojan herself. She said they call this the weekender at USC. The Northern California trip once a year. The full band comes, a ton of alums. Oh, Mendoza's ball is picked. That is a pick by Gentry. Flag down as well.
He might have been across the line of scrimmage, Ted, when he threw it.
That's an interesting
Holding.
no.
Offense, number 62. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down USC.
Well, is this USC going back to its old formula? Take the ball away to score.
It's a really nice job. They've been playing tighter coverage. They've been having more penetration inside, and Mendoza, that's an inexperienced mistake. You don't see the dropper, and how about the grab? That's that 7'6" wingspan of Eric Gentry, using every single inch.
And one paw, too.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive by Gentry. And it sets up USC at the Cal 22. And now the Trojans going into their friendly end of the Memorial Stadium. Wide side of the field, roll has a man, Brendan Rice, and USC is back in front.
How many times have we seen these two connect? From one side of the field, Brendan Rice, the veteran wideout, you just keep running, keep running, keep running. Caleb Williams will find you. He does that. Old hat for these two.
How cool is that for Brendan Rice with Dad watching? 9th touchdown catch for Brendan Rice this year. And now the Trojans have chosen to do this. They're going to keep chasing points, having failed on the first 2 point. They'll try to regain it here. Spread the field. Brendan Rice way up top. Taj Washington slot tight to the right. Tapping, scrambling, flag. And likely not going to count. Mario Williams makes the catch. Holds on despite being drilled, but again,
Offense, number 79.
So
10-yard penalty. Replay the try.
the play for naught, and now it's going to be a kick for one.
He's so good, isn't he? Just extending play.
And it's it, Yogi. It's what Justin Wilcox said yesterday. The longer the play goes,
The worse it is for us. Yep.
So now Lynch will try to add 1 point here. And Lynch misses. He missed it. Another flag is down. So Lynch, who missed the short field goal.
Kicking team, number 87. 10-yard penalty. Replay the try.
Lynch missing a short field goal and now missing a PAT.
Correction, that penalty's declined. The try's no good.
And so USC is failing on both ways. Can't get the 2-point play and not kicking the PAT, and it's just a 1-point lead.
Yeah, it has not been pretty, but this was pretty. Eric Gentry, the one-handed INT. Turnover equals points. Brendan Rice in front of Dad Jerry and the Trojans.
Big defensive play by Eric Gentry, and that's, again, what USC has missed this year. A huge part of their game last year. Takeaways and turning them into points. They've done that twice today.
You got to give Gentry credit. He struggled last week against Utah, challenged by the staff. He's filled on some short yardage plays in the run game, and an incredible play there with the interception.
Well, the Truth is, now if you're on the Cal side, it's lucky it's only a 1-point game. Fair catch on the kick. You've had a missed field goal for USC, a makeable distance missed field goal, and 2 failed conversions.
And right now, for this young man, Fernando Mendoza, he's got to just get back to center and get back to execution. Because SC, you got to give Alex Grinch credit. They've done 2 things in this second half. They played tighter coverage outside, trying to be more physical with receivers at the line of scrimmage. And all the movements they've had on the defensive line, Ted, have been towards the ball. Meaning there's no real inside running lanes. You've seen it when Mendoza's tried to scramble.
Pulls it back from Jade Knott, fires it. And that's going to be a first down throw to Jeremiah Hunter. Damani Jackson on the cover. Trying to hit Hunter. Ooh, Hunter is being held there. Hunter couldn't get his left arm out. And Damani Jackson flagged.
Look at Riley saying, hey, there was contact by both. They're both holding each other. We'll get another look at it.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Single coverage of the wide side of the field. And what that official's seen is the right arm of Jackson around his waist, and that's why he called it. But we've seen that right there go either way.
All right, so the ball just across midfield. Play action again. And again trying to get a receiver a shot, and again a flag comes down.
And that's the right call.
That's Jack Endries for Cal, Jalen Smith for USC.
Tell you what, this Cal offense, Ted, they're doing a great job of throwing back shoulder throws, meaning taking a little bit off the ball, not trying to lead the receiver, back-to-back plays.
Defense, number 19. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You'll see Mendoza rolls out a little bit. He's going to throw it to his roommate, Endries, trying to throw that back shoulder. It's so hard on defensive backs to react to that. There's not enough time. Whenever a DB doesn't turn their head and there's contact, it's an automatic flag for the most part.
So ball to the 34 of USC on back-to-back penalties. Pulls it back from Jade Knott. Same kind of throw to Hunter. Bumped again. This time, no flag. Incomplete pass. Damani Jackson covering.
Watch the end of this one. He gets a hand on it. He didn't try to get that right arm up. That's why they didn't call it. If he tried and he was impeded, they would have thrown the flag, but he never did.
Yeah, hard to get 3 flags in a row. That's what the crowd wanted. Here's a shot down for Grizel down the far sideline. Fascinating sequence of plays here in that Jade Knott is now being used as the decoy.
Well, yeah, and USC, they are blitzing an extra defender every time. Eric Gentry, the last 2 snaps, he's finding a way when it looks like it's that fake handoff, that run-pass option. Any thought of run, one of the linebackers, now you see Tackett Curtis, 25, coming in. They are trying to fill.
3rd and 10. There's a throw to Davis. That's the kind of play that would lead me to believe they're going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, often the way it works on a headset, and we talked to Justin Wilcox about it, and when is it 4-down territory? And he said pretty often in the game. So you want to get half when you're told that. As an offensive coordinator, put yourself in a 4th and manageable here.
But once again, Isaiah Ifanse comes in as the running back. You see the line. Cal needs the 24 of USC. Tight end motions out. Mendoza's going to run it. And he'll get it. And a good bit more. They're going to go hurry up.
What a play.
This time again to Ifanse. Plows straight ahead to get a couple. Here's the 4th down.
How about this previous play? No Endries, no on. Quarterback draw all day long, and then the pump like he's going to throw it. Forces some hesitation from Romello height allows him to get around the edge for a first down.
Nafonse again. Nafonse has been the second back, but he played a ton of football. San Jose State, Montana State, 4,000 yards in his career.
And here's the tempo. They're staying in the same personnel grouping to not allow USC to get fresh bodies on the field.
Third receiver's Monroe Young, and then this time Nafonse bounces. And he bounces down inside the 5. Tackett Curtis the first hit, but Nafonse won the bounce, and then he has Mendoza as a lead blocker.
Of course he does, and they're going to go tempo. Oh, here we go. Here's a change in personnel, and here comes Bear Alexander onto the field, the guy they desperately miss.
So first and goal at the 3. Jaden Ott has returned to the backfield. And again, USC smartly taking all the time they need to sub. And in the middle, they wrap up Ott right away. Is that Gentry at the bottom? Yes, it is. Gentry. Well, you hit it, Yogi. He's responded, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has. This staff challenged him, and every time he's been in, you felt his presence. Trojans here, they need a presence from the edge. We haven't said Jamil Muhammad's name a lot. Anthony Lucas, the 2 ends right now for USC.
2 tight ends in the game for Cal. Mendoza. Now it's a scramble play. It's a run play. Mendoza. He kicks the pylon, but let's see what the ruling is. Does the ball make it? Touchdown, Cal!
How about Fernando Mendoza? It's him against number 18, Eric Gentry. Gentry is flying, but his angle's a little too flat, and Mendoza races to that pylon. Watch him get the ball on the inside, right over the top. That's the drill.
That's it.
Touches the pylon with the ball. Great call. And what about the response from the Bears?
That was a great shot we had thanks to our superb Brent Brown. So Cal now will direct snap to Jaden Ott, trying for 2. Flip to Mendoza. Looking to throw it, forcing it. Got it! To Grizel for the 2-point play. How could you not like Saturday college football in Cal? What a shame this won't continue. But for this day, this is a ton of fun.
To Mendoza. It's like he's playing in the backyard in Miami, and he takes a shot. Man, it is fun to be in this stadium this afternoon. Both teams laying it on the line, from their 3rd-string quarterback to start the season to a walk-on wide receiver. Cal Bears back in front.
How about that
USC number 10 is now wearing 45. USC number 10 is now wearing 45.
And how about the value of Mendoza's legs?
He kind of did a little bit of everything on this drive.
Look at this. Look at him. There he goes. Look at him.
He wants to get some. He's a guy who thrives on pouring into his teammates in every which way.
He got in somebody's way. That's good. For a quarterback?
Fitting, right, for this game just to be classic back and forth.
Kickoff here is going to be fielded at the goal line with a fair catch by Zachariah Branch. And let's, well, it's not an easy one to recap. We've had some craziness. Well, what'd you expect? It's Pac-12 in the sunshine, thank goodness. The IHOP game summary, Jaden Ott, what a first half.
Yeah, Jaden Ott, he was the story of the first half. And then you're thinking, how is SC going to respond? They're down, they've lost 2, they come out, firing, especially on defense, get a great turnover, turned into a touchdown, but can't convert on the 2-point play. And then here comes Cal and Fernando Mendoza just back and forth and back and forth. And look, this is what championship football is about. It's about responding, and here comes Caleb Williams, his turn.
Hand off to Jones. How much of this, you know, look, USC has an aura about them. We know that. And the aura was phenomenal last year and into this year with a returning Heisman Trophy there. The man who made the tackle there, Caleb Elamzor, stays down after the tackle for Cal. So my question is that the last 2 weeks, the aura gets a dent. And does that matter for a team like Cal running on the field today thinking, okay, we can win? I mean, it's easy to say that with words, but when you've seen a team lose the last 2 as USC has, what's the difference, do you think?
Yeah, I think there's something there. I mean, there's an idea of blood in the water. Can we just go attack this team, and are they vulnerable? But also for Cal, when you look at their season, you go to the Auburn game, and you say, got to make a couple kicks, and we're winning this ball game. You go watch the Utah game, and they have opportunities there to take the lead. They drop a ball in the red zone. You look at the Oregon State game, and they're scoring a bunch of points, but can't stop anybody. I mean, I think Cal has just been so frustrated because it hasn't clicked this year. And I think watching the last 2 games, to your point about SC, they're saying, we got opportunities here. Saw it in the first half.
That's what I mean. Yeah, everybody says we think we're going to win, and we know that. But there's a reality too. Understanding the moment, understanding the situation. Elamzor there, you can see him not able to put any weight down on the left. Zion Branch, we have not seen him come back, by the way, after he went out first half for USC. And now, having said all that, as you see Branch, having said all that, it's still Caleb Williams. And it's still his USC offense. There's the late rush, ball out. And that's a spectacular play by Caleb Williams. I can't believe he recovered that ball. You take a hit, and he wins the battle to the ball.
Well, it's the spot. Wow. From the linebacker right in the middle there. Uluwave, he waits, and then he goes after it. His helmet is actually the one thing that hits the ball, and you're right, Caleb Williams does everything he can to recover.
That's just... the replay shows Williams didn't get hit. You're right, the helmet hit the ball, but still to recover that? At least save a devastating turnover. It's 3rd and a mile. And that's an incomplete pass to Zachariah Branch. And USC will be punting from the end zone. And I got to say, we talk a lot about people. There has to be a little bit of a feel-good for Peter Sermon, the D coordinator. Again, knowing his son, who's been a stalwart on this team, is no longer playing, out for the year. There's Peter. They were all, Peter Sermon and Justin Wilcox were renewing friendship with Jen Cohen on the field before the game.
And Nick Aliotti, who coached them back in the day at Oregon.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Did they listen to Nick?
I hope so.
We all listen to Nick. Especially in the nighttime, we listen to Nick. Chaplitsky gets the punt away. Immediately a fair catch, Jeremiah Hunter. And Cal is going to start near midfield. 46-yard punt. Good punt by Chaplitsky, as we see. USC doesn't have turnovers on the stat sheet, but they have these.
Yeah, and they've had some big missed opportunities, right? The field goal that was the drama at halftime that we dealt with, miss a PAT, 2-point conversion. The PIs, I think one of them could be debatable, but the other ones were good calls. And I think that's when you talk to Lincoln Riley about this team, really since their bye week. The first 3 weeks of the season, they're rolling. But ever since that bye week, Arizona State, Colorado, the 2 losses, it just hasn't been clean. Arizona, the triple overtime game.
Ooh, Jay Knott was trying to piece his way through and almost did, but Mason Cobb brought him down. I would also expect, because Lincoln Riley used the word this week, he must be filled with adrenaline right now.
Yeah, especially with going through pneumonia, just trying to find the juice.
On again. Oh, and that's... How about that? That's 2 nice tackles in a row for Mason Cobb.
They went with a different starting lineup at the linebacker position to start the game for USC. Changed after the second drive, and it's pretty much been a lot of Mason Cobb and Eric Gentry.
We had a chance to talk to him. I had not met him before. He met him after practice the other day. What an impressive Young guy.
He's phenomenal, man. He's gone through a lot. Lost his grandfather 2 weeks ago. The leader of this team, a captain on this team.
Mendoza's going to have to go a little quickly here on 3rd and 5. Going to toss it to Ott. No, that play blown up. Just totally blown up. That looked like USC knew what was coming. Out there was Braylon Shelby. A major loss. It's going to force Cal to punt.
Yeah, really nice job by the true freshman. He'll show up right here on your screen. See that with his arm? Keeping one arm free. Perfectly done against TJ Sessions, the right tackle. And the true freshman, Braylon Shelby, his ceiling is so high, Ted. But he knows that he had a challenging game against Utah. It's a tough start in this one, but I like how this defense has come out competing in the run game at the line of scrimmage here in the second half.
Well, that's something you don't see often. That was a run play that lost 11 yards on a run. And so instead of thinking 2 plays to get a first down, Cal has to punt it. And Branch will let it hit and takes a nice Cal bounce. Well, that's a benefit for the Bears. Zachariah Branch didn't catch it, and the bounce helps Cal just inside the 10. 49 yards with the kick and roll.
Curious to keep an eye here on Caleb Williams. Remember that hand looked like it kind of took a little bit of a shot on that play where they fumbled the ball. This guy's gritted out so many times in his career.
18 of 31 for Williams today, 280 and 2 touchdowns throwing, 1 touchdown running. You see the yards total just about even. Plays are just about even. USC's +4 right now in plays. And now +5, although that one gets very little. On the carry by Lloyd.
I think if I'm Cal, I'm still trying to bring an extra guy every once in a while. I see.
And now he has Lloyd out of the backfield. No. Never turned for the ball. Did Olave, but the USC side screaming about that. But let's see, I don't think there was any contact.
No, Lloyd never jumped back into him, and that's what you're kind of taught at times. On these wheel routes, jump back into the defender. They'll call it every time, but he never put his foot in the ground. It's hard for a running back to do that, especially someone at his size.
Exactly. No interference there. That was a proper no call. 3rd and 9. Williams. Whoa, misfired. Had Brendan Rice. Stayed in the pocket, and Williams for the first time showing a little bit of dismay at the end of that play.
Watch Olave, the freshman linebacker right here on the snap. He's going to spy Caleb Williams. Just drop back to his zone. Keeping eyes on him the whole time. And there is a zone opportunity. We do not see Caleb Williams miss very often against zone coverage. One of very few there for him.
USC slightly up this year in 3-and-out percentages. Last year was very hard. This year they're up about 16% of their drives are 3-and-out. Still a low number, but it's up, and that's 4 today.
And just again, this is an offense that thrives when A, they have momentum, but B, when it's complementary. That means when they're running the football with success, and then they can put those defenders in binds. Is it a run? Is it an RPO? Does Caleb Williams keep it and run it? Does he keep it and throw it on a screen or a shot? We've seen that at times today, but very rarely in any sort of rhythm for them offensively.
And this is the opportunity that every team would want against USC, what Cal has here. And Mendoza hits. A nice job by Griselda hold.
How about this? This is a really nice job of reading it out, the ball placement, knowing you're going to get hit.
And Mendoza again. The tough throw there, but he hits Endries. And on 2 plays to end the 3rd quarter, Cal is at the USC 26. What a day in Berkeley. And the Bears have given themselves a chance to pull off a stunner. Historic rivalry sadly being played for the last time. What a start to Halloween week, huh? And into the end zone goes Marshawn Lloyd. Getting the first down and more. He's gone. Third touchdown. And we've just started the second quarter.
He has made his presence felt in the first half.
Austin Jones, goal line in. Touchdown. And USC is back in front. Mendoza, touchdown Cal.
He got a ball game in Burke.
The setting is beautiful. Looking up the upper right-hand corner, Tightwad Hill, overlooking the stadium where those not willing to pay in the past could go watch the game for free. And again, it's just true. There haven't been a lot of scenes like this in recent years in Berkeley. This is wonderful. And the players have responded, both sides. 2nd and 3 for Cal. Fake a little jet sweep. Throwing down the middle. Jeremiah Hunter at the 1. Flag down in the backfield. In the offensive backfield.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 51. Penalized half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
And this is exactly what what any team, Yogi, is positioned to do, the dream, that this is their second chance to take a 2-touchdown lead.
That's right.
The first drive they failed for the run play that missed. Right now a half a yard away from putting USC really into a corner.
And number 1 is in right here. Jaden Knott, expect him to get the rock.
Whoa, and flying in. That's Mason Cobb again.
These linebackers for USC, they've been free runners. How many times have we said, whoa, what a collision. Untouched.
Well, what is it's clearly been an adjustment in the second half. Jaden Knott has 8 carries for 0 yards. Of course, there was a huge, and now he's going off the field. There was the -11.
Well, the biggest adjustment SC's done, really 2 things. On the outside, they've been playing tight coverage, trying to disrupt the timing of the receivers.
Wow.
And these linebackers, they have been playing extremely fast downhill. Meaning they are trying to get into the backfield, disrupt the run game.
And that was the officials that made sure Jaden Knott went off. And now we get Cal moving on the shift. This is going to back him up. And the degree of difficulty raises a little bit to get this ball to the end zone. No. Disconcerting signals. Let's see.
Yeah, this is really...
Delay of game.
Yes.
Defense for disconcerting signals. Penalties half it in the goal. It's 2nd down.
And you see every defensive coordinator has that same reaction when that foul is called. It is a defensive players doing something to imitate, to mimic the offensive snap. I don't know. They called it on the shift there, Yogi?
They must have.
And now the bear push gets Mendoza in the end zone. And that, look at that. John Madden, if he were here, would love that. Seeing Matthew Wyckoff, the left guard, getting up after helping his guy get in the end zone, hobbling off the field. What a statement there by California to take that ball with the good field position, quickly put it in. And everybody here should know this is a long way from being over. But a 5-play drive gives Cal a 14-point lead.
And this was the key play. Pressure in his face. Mendoza to Hunter. Gets in front of Christian Roland Wallace, which leads to this 2 plays later. Touchdown. Everybody's pushing. 43-29.
Pac-12 football is presented by Pacific Premier Bank, the official bank of the Pac-12. And brought to you by Fubo, the official streaming platform of the Pac-12 Conference. And by Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. What a game, and a marvelous job by our crew once again of covering everything. This terrific atmosphere right now. Cal up 14, our crew led by great director Scott Barkey and by our producer, who I'm told today would now like to be called Mercedes Michael Molinari. So I gave in to the request. Fair catch here on the kick. So look, 14 minutes to go, and again, anybody that I think, given we're in Berkeley, we're at the University of California, people here know what's going on. They understand this is far from done, and this is what, 13th possession? This is USC's 13th possession, and we're just barely into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's a ton of football left. And look, this team all week long, we were there. They talked about how connected they are, how they're leaning into the mantra, fight on. We just got to keep fighting, keep competing. And I believe that. This team, I don't think they've splintered, but they are challenged for the third week in a row. They got to find some positive momentum right now to get back into this game.
First down, Williams gets it out. Marshawn Lloyd has some room to run. That got him out into the field there, and Marshawn Lloyd cashes in, takes that out to the 41. Before Kalen Moore brings him down, 16 yards. And there's a flag at the end of the play.
Sideline warning. Cal, they're first.
All right,
there is no
warning.
yardage penalty. It's first down.
All right, the warning on the sideline.
And that's going to be a big thing for Cal here with a 2-score lead, Ted. They got to manage their emotions in this one.
And Williams does that, squares his shoulders, and again finds Lloyd with a lot of room, and he's still going. Lloyd to the 20. Lloyd's going to get down to near the 5-yard line. Well, they finally get Marshawn Lloyd going, and it's with passes.
Caleb Williams is so talented. Eyes downfield, but it's like he's got eyes all over his head. He sees his tailback leaking out right over the ball, checks it down for an explosive play.
Just when we were saying it's a long way from over, 2 passes to a running back. 53 yards on that play. First and goal. Again, this set we've seen quite a bit. Both running backs flanking Caleb Williams. And it's Austin Jones down to, appears, the 3-yard line.
How about the previous play? It's a double move by Taj Washington. That's where he wanted to go, but the safeties for Cal, they were so deep, and then he just baits the linebacker to come towards him a little bit. Blake Anzaladas checks it down, and how about the big man, Marshawn Lloyd, with the big game.
You see, the run game hasn't worked so well for Lloyd, but 2 big pass receptions. USC, can they run the ball down here in the red zone? Get a great roar in the crowd in Berkeley. And it forces a USC timeout.
Timeout. USC, they're first.
And trailing in the fourth quarter. That is not something you want to do. You don't want to use the timeout here. But the Trojans understand they need the end zone here. I think it's very fitting I chose this tie today. A feeling already. We're going to need it after this. It's going to sound repetitive, Yogi. This is a ton of fun. And here's USC coming right back, doing exactly what they want. If they can finish this, put this in quickly, have a whole quarter left ahead to still make up a 1-score gap.
A ton of time right now, but this is about execution inside the 5.
And Marshawn Lloyd is down just short.
And you could feel the loss of Caleb Elarms-Orr. Hasn't been in on this drive at linebacker. He's such an impactful player. He's made so many plays. Leading tackler. In for him, Blake Anzaladas.
And so many runs by Caleb Williams. He's run for 8 touchdowns. Will he run one here? Does he push? Yep, there it is. Touchdown USC. They can't signal because of the difficulty in today's game, when everybody jams into the middle of the field. We have a Cal player down as well, but it is a Caleb Williams touchdown. I'm curious to see what USC does here on this conversion. We also again have a Cal defender that did not get up out of this pile.
Taking a little hesitation step. That's what you're taught to do on these quarterback sneaks. Follows that big offensive line. Justin Dedich, fellow captain at center.
And because of this situation, I'm not sure yet what way USC is going to go, because Dennis Lynch again has missed a short field goal, missed a PAT. Now Caleb Williams has come to the sideline with his helmet off, so that would indicate they're going to kick. That's exactly what the score would dictate. But that's Darius Long, another local player from Alameda, just about 15 minutes south of this stadium in Berkeley. That's his hometown. Played at a good junior college program here in the Bay Area, the College of San Mateo. All right, so after that scoring drive, and it only took a shade under 3 minutes, here's Dennis Lynch to try to kick the point. And that one is through. So 43-36. Caleb Williams far from done. Well, it's interesting in this, Jaden Ott with this explosive first half, nothing in the second half, yet Cal has scored a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this guy has really stepped up, Fernando Mendoza, but as have the Trojans on defense, scoring off of turnovers, back and forth, quarterbacks making plays. Mendoza looking like Caleb Williams in triple OT against Arizona there at the pylon. He's got the making to be an epic finish.
High, very short kick, so that'll be a fair catch signal for Cal. They'll get the ball at the 25.
They got to find something in the run game, Ted. I mean, it's allowed things to just be cleaner for Fernando Mendoza in the throw game. And for SC, I keep pressing these receivers. You got to try to disrupt the timing and the rhythm of Mendoza, because when you haven't, when there's been space, he's been able to find Gurzel or Endres without any sort of conflict.
Cal 209 rush yards for the game, but the second half it's mostly been Mendoza, the quarterback. USC has done a much better job, and Mason Cobb has been really involved there as he drops Jadian Thomas on his first carry.
Well, he blitzes again. Both of these linebackers, it's kind of been Gentry and Cobb all second half for the most part. And they are running through gaps. They are playing downhill at linebacker. They were catching blocks, I think, a lot in the first half. We saw Cal gash him in the run game.
We saw Ott sitting there with, as we get a pass here to Gurzel, it's going to be out just across the 30. You saw the picture of Ott. He was there with a helmet on, which would mean suspect eligible to play. There he is.
He did take that pretty aggressive hit.
But not into this series, and it's 3rd and 5.
Keep an eye on Bear Alexander. He's at the edge.
Here it comes, a little extra pressure, and Mendoza delivers. He stands in and finds Jack Endres for a Cal first.
Deliver at his finest, right in his face is number 18 Gentry, 7'6" wingspan. The only spot you can put it, he finds his roommate Endres.
Now they're all over the run game there. That's Bear Alexander smothering Jadian Thomas.
I want to see Cal, Ted, start in a tight formation and then explode to one like right here, 4 wides. See if you can open up a couple creases in the run game.
Second and 10. Oh, Mendoza hit there as he throws. And it fell short of Jamil Muhammad. Solomon Byrd delivered the hit.
Byrd and Bear, this duo. Byrd on the spin move. Bear just on the bull rush. This Cal offensive line is not protecting like they did in the first half, and a large part of that is because of number 90's in the game.
Ashton Stredick, the 4th running back for Cal, is in the game on 3rd down. Boy, he picks up Cobb beautifully. Mendoza taking a shot. Just beyond the reach of Tron Grizel.
Launched it.
Wow.
Right off the outstretched fingertips.
I tell you, that was some near big play, because you brought a running back in for the first snap of the game, and he just took Mason Cobb out completely.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get him possibly for a low block as well on a penalty.
3rd punt here for Lachlan Wilson. And Zachariah Branch let it go, but it will be down deep. So USC has the more than enough ability to do this. They're going to have to go over 90 yards.
Just feel as though special teams are going to have an impact on this game and the return game one way or the other. The biggest thing now for Cal's defense is they cannot let Caleb Williams cook back there. And you have to pick your poison. If you want to spy him, you're taking a defender for Peter Sermon, their defensive coordinator, out of the mix. I would send somebody. Can you send a 5th defender? Force him to get rid of the ball and continue to play press coverage on the outside.
Drive start is the 7-yard line. Ball in the middle, and right away, one play gets USC out to the 25 on the pass to Lake McCree.
Caleb Williams just sees the field so well. No pressure comes, easy. That's been his relative safety blanket this entire season in between the hashes.
Again, pulls it back from Lloyd. He felt it coming from behind. He was going to take a pop. And gets rid of the ball. That was Miles Jernigan on.
It's a nice job by Jernigan, because if he doesn't get to Caleb Williams, Zachariah Branch is still running. He runs an over route. It's there, but the pressure got home.
Fake to Taj Washington, come back to the near side to McCree. Cal defends that one nicely, and it's going to leave USC a testy 3rd down.
You're going to see now these safeties for Cal. They're going to try to bait Caleb Williams. They're starting high right here, Ted. On the snap, one will probably drop down into the box. Likely number 9, Patrick McMorris.
So the Trojans need a full 8 yards. They go empty.
Here comes McMorris.
Cal brings 3. They have a spy on Williams. He throws middle too high. Not held by Zachariah Branch.
And it's the transfer. Patrick McMorris just eyeing Caleb Williams the whole time. You see him in center field. Watch his helmet. He looks inside, sees Branch. He knows he's there. He kind of baits him, and then he drives on it. The ball's a little high, and he makes a play.
And they used Jernigan, 33 there. He was really the guy that hung back and was going to be the spy on Williams. So it forces a USC punt. Hunter. Can he get around? Nope. Won't get it. What? Oh, he lost the ball. He called it. Special teams. Hunter was trying. He was actually going backwards, and eventually somebody ripped it from him. What a play by the USC special teams.
And recovered, I believe, from Tackett Curtis. And this is just his game. It's the effort. It's the effort. You're trying. The ball's a little loose here. Tackett Curtis punches it with his right arm and then falls right on it. And how about this guy? He was a star coming in. He starts the season, not starting today. But he says, you know what, I still got to roll. And he makes that impact felt on special teams.
Well, always harking back to Bill Walsh on this play. Most devastating turnover in football, he used to say. Fumble punt return. Pick 6 is the obvious, but throw that out. Nothing changes field position more than this turnover.
Lake McCree is always the guy down here inside the 20.
Singer. Oh. And again, not a block there. Mario Williams couldn't deliver the space to get Singer free. Jeremiah Irby fights through it.
Those tunnel screens, inside screens, they haven't done much for SC today. And again for Caltech, I'm trying to pressure Caleb Williams. This guy right here, now in the red zone, he becomes his favorite target. Taj Washington.
Tuck and run. And out of bounds, it'll be, let's see where they mark it, will be 1st and goal for USC.
This is all Jonah Monheim, left tackle. Watch him right here, Ted. There's your spy, Elarms Orr, and then perfectly executed. Nice block, allows Caleb Williams to find some yardage.
All right, did not get the line to gain on the spot, so it's 3rd and 1. Lloyd, and Lloyd is in for the USC touchdown. Two touchdowns in just about 8 minutes. And a kick away from tying is USC.
The Cal defense shifts. Marshawn Lloyd recognizes that his path has to shift a little bit at running back. Patience again. And man, does he get shot out like a cannon through that defensive front.
Points off takeaways. And again, a devastating fumble on a punt return, and USC has tied the game with 6:11 to play. What more could happen in this thoroughly entertaining Saturday? Now there's a young man that burning right now for redemption when Cal's going to get the ball. Jeremiah Hunter. We're also looking down, and Fernando Mendoza just involved in a game that, of course, he's never been in anything like this before. Will he have Jaden Ott? Jaden Ott's still helmet on. Didn't play the last Cal possession. Short kick, and this is coming back. And it's going to run a ways out to the 35 on the good run back. That's Noel Williams, the other number 3 for Cal that made the kick return. Well, I can tell you this, Fernando, you weren't going to play this game at the Yale Bowl.
No,
my friend. You're playing USC.
Well, we talked to him for a while yesterday. He said, look, night before every game, I visualize how the game will go, how I'll play, how I'll handle moments. Well, this is a moment. This is a drive. This is a situation here where he needs to Just execute the offense. You don't have to be superhuman.
Once again, there's no Jaden Ott in this play, which also knocks down the umpire. Goes to Endries. That umpire, occasionally you'll see this, the umpire in that vulnerable spot.
I've seen that a couple times today.
And now Cal back to tempo. Whoa, and a fumble! The turnovers crushing Cal. It is USC with the ball. Ashton Strenick, the fourth running back, got popped and the ball flew out into the hands of Jamil Muhammad.
And it was Eric Gentry. Number 18 right in the middle. Boom. And it's not even dramatic. He just hits him. And as he stands him up, the ball goes to the ground. And
wow.
You can't do it.
The fourth turnover by Cal. 3 fumbles, 1 interception. USC, they've had their failures to convert. They've had no statistical turnovers in the game. What an ask this is now for the Cal defense, and the golden chance for Caleb Williams. He's stripped. Cal with the ball. How about that? And the Cal sideline exploding. They have to be careful. They've already been warned.
Now, first down.
That's a great call, Ted. And how about the rush? And it's number 9, Patrick McMorris. He times it up, beats Marshawn Lloyd, beats the right tackle. Perfect with his hands. And then at the linebacker, Caleb Elam Orbs. Perfectly executed.
And you want to know why we always ask, how do your running backs in pass protection? A whiff from Marshawn Lloyd cost USC the ball. So now it is Javian Thomas back in the game. So we can only assume off actions. We assume Jaden Ott's done. It must be declared out. And Cal has lost the ability to run the ball.
You're exactly right. But the linebackers of SC are still playing so aggressive that you're able to find the tight ends behind them.
Whoa, and that's almost into the hands of the diving Mason Cobb as that ball was deflected, and Cobb came very close to a catch.
Both of these teams, they are laying it.
Man, this is great. It is.
Great.
And you have a feeling something's going to break here one way. We're going to get a big play. An explosive offensive play, I should say, one way or the other.
And that's the tight end. That's been the target.
Third down. A run. And this will give Justin Wilcox the chance to go on 4th down.
Whenever you're in a situation like this, Ted, this is about the play you trust the most, the players you trust the most. I'd work some of those inside routes. They've had so much success, whether it's 87 Endries or 83 Grizel, both in the slot.
The Bears need a full 6. They need the 31-yard line. Middle. Off the hands of Endries, and just barely missed being intercepted by USC.
It's a great play call. Want to work again in between the hashes. And it just climbing the ladder. 7'6" and a 1/4 inch wingspan.
Right through. Does he change the ball?
Sure does.
Yeah, just a little bit there.
Just enough.
Yep.
And think about a week ago. Right, the game-winning field goal by Utah was a 1/4 inch higher than Gentry's fingertip. This time he gets his hand on it.
Wow. Justin Williams Thomas carried the 3rd down play for Cal. He's not even on their depth chart. 5th running back. So now it is Caleb Williams back in command at 4:25 to play. And Lloyd busting out. Lloyd! He whipped on a block, and he just made up for it in a huge way.
His acceleration, oh my God. Found a corner and just said, see you later.
56 yards, and one of these second half flips has been that USC's been able to run it. Cal hasn't. 1:15 now in the game for Lloyd.
Now this is management here for Caleb Williams. The clock, the situation.
Austin Jones walks in, and USC has stormed back 3 straight touchdowns. And Lynch makes it a 7-point lead. First to 50 win, we'll find out.
Yeah, for real, man. I mean, this is about responding. Previous drive, Marshawn Lloyd misses on pass pro. This snap, he doesn't miss on anything. Puts his foot in the ground and runs right by the majority of this Cal defense. Gets taken down inside the 10. And then it's his partner, the NorCal native, Austin Jones, untouched in the end zone. And man, has this game delivered. Have the Trojans stayed together, backs against the wall. And it's been explosive play after explosive play. Turnovers, back and forth, and that is the flip. Jaden Knott, $153 in the first half. Nothing in the second, and it has been the Marshawn Lloyd show in the ground game.
That's combined for Lloyd. That wasn't rushing yards. That's combined rushing and receiving. But anyway, it's been a big half. And, well, you say the same thing. 3:33 to go, 3 timeouts, not done yet.
Oh, no.
All right, it's going to be a run back here by Lamaggia Hearns. He'll get it just across the 20. Wow, everybody here. I mean, everybody stayed, which is the other great thing. Even Jen Cohn, the new USC athletic director, saying she was hearing it from USC fans how they were sad about this being the last time. I came off the train today, and there was a USC fan wearing a USC jersey with Bernstein on the back. So I'm very happy, Roxy, you were able to get your family tickets.
I love it, man. Well, this is going to come down to everything young quarterbacks dream of for Fernando Mendoza.
There it is, and that's not held. Again, trying to go to Endries, tight end, and that's Bryson Shaw on the cover of Jack Endries.
Bryson Shaw gets run by, but plays the ball with that left arm. Nice job by him. Coming in for Zion Branch, who left due to injury.
Jack Endries has been the top target today. That's 13 targets, 7 catches. Mendoza holds the ball, gets rid of it. And it'll be a very short gain to Jeremiah Hunter.
And there's a flag.
And then a late flag.
But here's the deal, you can't stand over anymore.
No, you can't. And if that's Gentry, it's going to be the same thing that happened to Taj Davis in the first half. You can't direct it.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 18, his first, 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Again, we could all debate whether we like it. That's a different conversation. This is the rule. You can't direct it at the opponent.
Yeah, it's a great play, and it's the step on him right there.
Yeah.
That is clear as day in the rule book. Teammates trying to pick him up, but it gives this Cal offense life because you're thinking, it's third.
Absolutely.
Third and long, I don't know.
So it's a first down now out to the 38. Remember, Cal has to go to the end zone here. Wow, nothing. Off the edge again. Jalen Smith with the tackle, and that Cal player down, and that's the right tackle, TJ Session. And it's probably a moment here to say something about the Cal offensive line, because there's been a question here the last couple of years. And the fact they've run the ball so much better this year. They've had good play, veterans like Driscoll, the center, fifth-year man.
Yep. And they've had to deal with some adversity, to your point. Matthew Sindrich, who's a captain, coming back. They had to make changes in the first game due to injuries. Here's Session, right tackle. Him and Taleni getting tangled up, and this is the worst. When you just get rolled up on.
It's a lot of what you see happen in that line plays. It's roll up the back. And of course, Session, he's almost standard now to see offensive linemen all wearing the protective knee braces.
Well, the biggest thing now for SC is that they want to continue to put pressure, collapse the pocket on Fernando Mendoza. And he's seeing a lot of man coverage on the outside. I think there's opportunities. Take a shot, double move. You see him at the bottom of the screen in a stack right here. That allows for a cleaner release for the receivers.
Look at USC's defense, all crowding the line of scrimmage. They're not respecting anything deep right now. Hunter. And Hunter runs it out. That's going to be a first down at the 48 for Cal. So what does Cal do with the USC defense cheating up so far, Yo?
Well, I think you got to try to take shots. It was a nice job on the screen because you can squirt one through like they did there. But I love finding those tight ends, slot receivers in the hashes.
A little further back there on at least the initial set by the USC defense.
Is under review.
But they're going to review the spot here. Ah, 2:32 to go.
Awesome, man. It's so much fun.
And
find a way to play this game, because it has been too historic, too much fun, and we're going to enjoy the last 2:32, but it's a shame that we may not see another one of these.
I mean, you think about it, again, we try to think about it from both sides, and everybody understands the expectation around USC football. We're going to see here, where is Hunter down? Where the ball is again when he's deemed down. A Whole Foods Market official review. But for Cal football, you know, it's been a scuffle again. COVID, and it's just fact. COVID on top of Berkeley has been tough. Very, very tough for Cal, for all sports at Cal. It's hurt football because it dented all the momentum Justin had built the first 3 years of coaching this program. And the offense they've generated, I mean, they had 40 points here against Oregon State. 43 so far today. That's a big sign. It's something you know better than anybody. What Justin Wilcox knew he had to get some offense going. Yeah,
they changed scheme, and this year they've changed quarterbacks, and they've got their guy in Fernando Mendoza. And right now, as they're trying to sort out the spot, Jake Spavital's talking to Fernando Mendoza, and he's saying, look, man, manage the situation. Okay, live to see another down if you don't have anything.
After review, the ball carrier was down with the ball at the 47.5-yard line. It'll be third down.
Well, these are the things that decisions I find puzzling, but it is. So it is third down and basically 2/3 of a yard, which means it's 2 downs to get 2/3 of a yard. And wow, Cal didn't start cleanly, and that hurts. That hurts a lot, and you can see.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Don't need to say any more. That's Barrett Miller, who was at Stanford, came here to Cal to play his final year.
Yep.
Just a flinch. So now it is third down and 5 2/3 yards.
And again, I'd be working these slot receivers.
Is it 2 plays to get it?
Oh, yeah.
With 3 timeouts? Let's see. 4 rush. Mendoza in the middle. Hunter's got it and more. And Cal's very much alive as Hunter takes it to the 36 of USC.
And you saw him at the end there, cover it with 2 hands. There was no chance he was putting that one on the turf.
Look at this. Look at this! He's not even on the depth chart. The 5th running back, Justin Williams-Thomas from Dallas, came from Tennessee to the 14 first down. And there got slowed up and then finished off by Kalen Bullock. It's the first time we called his name today.
Yeah, and this is all about situational football right now. The clock is running. Under 90 seconds in the ball game. You've got your timeouts as your reference. Last thing that Justin Wilcox wants to do is give the ball back.
That's it.
To Caleb Williams.
This is it. I mean, Cal's got plenty of time. They don't want to leave enough for USC.
Exactly.
But they do have to score, says Captain Obvious. Mendoza pulls it back. Mendoza floats it. Oh, no. Hunter couldn't separate getting to the back of the end zone, so it's now 3rd down. And again, it's obviously 2 downs left here for Jake Spavital calling the plays.
I'd spread out USC. Again, give Fernando Mendoza a clean and clear picture.
And here it is. Can USC's defense deliver? Jamian Thomas, the running back. Swing to Thomas. Has some blocking. Thomas blocking. Thomas, touchdown! No flags. Decision for Justin Wilcox. How aggressive are you?
Well, he told us yesterday, if it's close, I'm going to trust my team. I'm going to go for 2. Now, both teams have a lot of timeouts here. Does anybody use it?
Play clock running, as you can see, lower right. Cal has succeeded on 1 2-point play already. They just reset the play clock, so Mendoza has time. And now it is
Timeout. Cal, they're first.
All right,
30
the Bears use the timeout.
Here's the touchdown. Watch Barrett Miller, the left tackle, making up for that false start, getting out on the screen. 1 guy, 2 guys, and then number 25, Javian Thomas, the freshman, doing the rest, foot in the ground, getting vertical, tucking it away, high and tight for a touchdown.
Well, just thinking about time and score, the fact that Cal uses that timeout does mean that if they don't succeed on this 2-point play, they're likely going to have to onside kick. You won't get the ball back if you kick it away. They hope not to have that problem.
Right here, Ted. Endres, the tight end, his roommate, his best friend.
Mendoza looking, scrambling, looking, has to try something. No! Nothing there. USC holds.
And that's who he was trying to go to the whole time. '87 at the bottom. Watch him, a little delay. Gentry reads it. Cal wants a hold around the waist. Nothing doing, knocked away.
It's a
fair argument.
There's a pretty good grip there, but no flags. That's what Wilcox and his staff are pointing at. Was clearly Gentry had a little wrap there on. But now this situation does evolve. Taking that timeout, I would think you have to onside kick here.
1,000%.
If you kick away with only 2 timeouts, they run most of the game out.
And that's frustration right there for Justin Wilcox.
Well, both teams have failed 2-point conversions. Cal did make one in the game. So USC sends out the expecting the very same thing. All hands. 9 across the, well, 8 across the front, 2 just 5 yards behind them. The only man, Zachariah Branch, is back if they try a little some sort of a pooch punch. Now Zachariah Branch is running up, so everybody's up. Luckhurst is kicking this for Cal. Going to try the straight ahead kick, and USC, there is a flag down the play as well. Flag was thrown at the 35 where Cal kicked it. Cal was offside is the motion, so USC will have the ball, and they should have the game.
Number 3, 5-yard penalty added to play. First down, USC.
So the recovery by Mario Williams, and that, again, because of the timeout situation, USC can run most of the 57 seconds out.
Yeah, right now for SC, it's all about protecting the football. Yeah. And for Cal, you are attacking the football with everything you have.
That's going to feel good for the USC coaching staff. Again, having to chip in Monday and Tuesday when Lincoln Riley was not there. Dennis Simmons took over running the head coaching responsibilities. And this is smart by Caleb Williams. Very smart. Man, you talk about situational football and awareness. That is really smart.
Well, you saw the shot of he and Cliff Kingsbury and Lincoln Riley talking right before the offense took the field. And they're saying, hey, if they're not going to come at you, keep backing up, keep backing up.
Just dance a little bit, chew up more seconds. If he, of course, the optimum here is you don't want to have to punt if you're USC. If Caleb could do this one more time,
I think they're going to be all right. I'd imagine Cal will change it up a little bit here. So many crazy things have happened in this game. Not out of the possibility of seeing one more.
Well, look, we had, maybe it's fitting for, it's a different opponent, but maybe it was fitting that we had a 40-minute halftime. We had a challenge by coaches with the band on the field. And again, Caleb Williams doing this very smartly, and now finally Cal is able to get to him. 44 seconds, and if USC can run.
Timeout. Cal, their third and final. 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 45 seconds.
All right, 1 second back.
Please.
So if USC can run a 4 or 5 second play here, they won't have to punt.
Thank you.
Only 3 games left for USC. Remember that, as we're still in October. This is their 9th game.
Yep. They got to go. They've had to go.
They have tough games.
Yeah.
There are only 3 of them. They don't play Thanksgiving weekend. That was the schedule they designed. They have a bye week in the hope of getting to the conference championship game. That will, well, that's very much in question because they still have to play Washington and Oregon as well as the rivalry game.
Yeah, and look, the whole staff, the whole program said we just needed a spark. We can get back on track.
Yeah.
And this wasn't pretty today. They can finish it off.
They did make a point of reminding everybody this week that they only have 1 loss in the conference.
Oh, yeah.
And here's Caleb trying to do it. Very smart. This is something. And he goes down. Let's see, 41. That's a tape right there. Those 3 plays that coaches at a lot of levels of football, high school, college, ought to show. What a great way to manage the clock, and they don't even have to run a play. Well, it won't make Justin Wilcox feel good because the result's going to go to USC, and Caleb Williams scored 3 touchdowns in a row in the 4th quarter. But Justin Wilcox got to the last minute, and he made the choice. Yep. And that's all you can ask for. It was my choice.
He wanted to be aggressive.
Yeah.
This team wanted to be aggressive coming into this game. They were. They ran the ball so well in that first half. Stunned SC. Nothing doing in the second half. Battled back, made plays. Both teams left it on the field here at Berkeley. What a classic.
Yogi, come on, say it.
How great is ball? You know the deal.
Thanks to our entire team and our crew. Sam Polis with us here in the booth. Thanks to Michael Molinari and Scott Barkey. What a day in Berkeley. And now let's go to Tempe.